Messages to everyone, everywhere.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello, world.
Oh,
Tristan was interested in this, so
So this is what we use as ashtrays. It's molds of people's teeth.
It's not morbid at all.
No, I think it's great. It's funny as fuck. I didn't ash in that one. There's like heaps of them. I need to make a creepy rogue now that just has molds of people's teeth.
All this Grim Hollow stuff, Van Richten's Ravenloft stuff, Resident Evil, all this stuff coming out. I really want to do some creepy shit.
Yeah, is that all for 5e?
Yeah, the Ravenloft campaign book is official from Wizards of the Coast that just came out, and then Grim Hollow is its own third-party thing, but it's been coming out with stuff as its campaign and as player guide out. It's just finished up the Kickstarter for its monster manual, and it's all like super creepy stuff. It's got rules for like transformations for lycanthropes and vampires and aberrations and stuff, and it's got all this really cool stuff. And then Resident Evil Village came out, and I was playing that, and that was fucking creepy at some points, especially the dollhouse.
oh god, the dollhouse.
Oh,
Yeah, before I forget, just real quick, if y'all haven't listened to the Kiwi band Dead Set, don't. Like, it's terrible. You won't like it at all.
okay.
But seriously, do. Like, do.
Kind of got that underline, like you should, but don't.
No, it wasn't obvious at all.
Okay, stream looks good on Twitch.
Oh, I forgot we were streaming.
Yeah.
The vocalist is a little bit of a cunt, but like, it's okay.
Did anyone answer Billy's question?
I didn't
Sorry.
see.
I'm not on stream at the moment.
How are you feeling
Me
about
neither.
Ravenloft so far?
haven't gotten to look at it.
It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun ways you can go about it because it gives a lot of examples for all the different domains of dread. It goes into the stuff like for like Ravenloft Castle with Strahd, but it also goes into a bunch of other ones like a realm where this giant elder brain has all of these mind flayers that are going out trying to find ways to save it from its dying disease that it's a part of. So it's an immortal creature brought mortal, but it's a slow death. And he's even gone so far as to create these vampiric mind flayers that are these kind of debased, less intelligent versions of mind flayers that go about and steal cerebral fluid from creatures, bring it back to temporarily subside the symptoms of its disease. It's super creepy but awesome at the same time.
So, having dealt with mind flayers in another campaign recently, vampire mind flayers immediately made me go, what?
Yeah, they're freaky looking too.
Please do not give anyone else who may be watching ideas.
Oh, dude, you want to know something that's horrible when it comes to mind flayers, and that's what makes them to me so fascinating but amazing at the same time, is they just love to experiment with their tadpoles. They just love to put it in random things and see what it makes. And one of the most horrible things I've ever read is when they put one into a roper. And if you don't know
Oh,
what a roper
God.
is, it is a horrible, horrible monster.
No.
That I love. Yeah. And so not only is this thing already creepy as fuck as a
I hate
roper, but now it fucking eats brains on top of it. Oh, and it has psychic powers.
So the funny thing is, I know about ropers from the Tales series. That's where I first learned about them, and I'm like, okay, these are cool enemies. Then I get into D&D, and ropers are terrifying as hell.
Yeah, they're what?
Yeah, we versed a roper as a Manuel and Emirain, and
That's right up there with like black puddings, where they're like, oh yeah, they're CR5. They're way stronger than a normal CR5.
My favorite
Yeah,
Mind
black
Flayer
puddings
thing is
are one of
back
my
in
least.
3.5 with the dragons.
Yeah.
Mind Flayer dragons are terrifying.
What were you saying, V?
Just that, like, I hate mind flayers and I hate ropers, and also what's that other one you were talking? My brain's gonna be great today.
My best memory
Black
from
puddings.
that campaign with Twig is the little brains.
Intellect devourers.
Yeah, whenever I jumped into that
was-
never-ending hole.
That was the start of me realizing,
True.
holy crap, Tori is chaotic.
Tori is chaotic as fuck, and every one of Tori's characters just gets more and more chaotic. If you haven't
Next
noticed,
character,
like, first it was
lawful
the-
good. I've
first it
never
was
done
the
it, but I'll
Verdan.
try.
Next
and the
character is
Verdan
so
just
chaotic.
like changed in the middle of a fucking
Yeah,
in
I
the
was
middle of a
naked
fucking
running through the street.
airship, and then you were naked running through the street, and then the fucking next character you made was a fucking fairy with like fucking serious issues, and like that would just jump into random holes, and then the next character you made was a
But to be
fucking
fair, you
giraffe
guys did that
centaur,
first. In the
like
first,
that had a
in the
best
first
friend that was
campaign,
an albino fucking pinku that had
in the first
Tourette's.
campaign,
And
you
now
guys
you
jumped
have
down the
air.
hole and not me. If you remember,
Yeah.
we were getting
No, that's
bombarded
true,
by
that's true.
an undead army, like thousands of them, and you guys were like, "Oh, let's just jump down this never-ending hole."
Yeah,
I
but
was
if we
like,
hadn't
that's a
jumped
bad
down
idea.
the hole and timed that perfectly, we would have died then. I guarantee you he would have killed us.
Oh
and-
no, he definitely would have killed us, but I
in
didn't
that
jump.
fucking cave.
It wasn't me.
Yeah, it was. We
Nah.
crawled. We were climbing down, and you were.
No, different one. First
Oh,
campaign.
okay. Oh,
Yeah, no, you
okay.
weren't
I
there.
wasn't there yet.
I don't think you were there yet.
This was
Yeah,
before you were.
it was 4 of us, right? Yeah. I hid behind a giant throne. And then you 3 were just like, "Well, let's just jump into this hole."
Yeah, well, I didn't really know what else to do, and I could fly, so I really wasn't worried about it. And like, so yeah, I just.
then
jumped down the hole,
Sean
and
threatened
it was
Tiamat.
you, me, Sean, and Lizard Boy.
Yeah. Sean threatened
Dude,
Tiamat
Cthulhu
and then
was
got
so annoying.
destroyed.
I'm so glad we like, yeah, that was a whole thing. Like, I've never seen a deer
Blue
fuck up
dragon.
so bad.
63 lightning
I
damage
still
at the
tell
20.
that story with like reckless abandon. Like, I cannot.
It
help
was
myself.
hilarious. He was like, "I'm dead, Dad." He's like, "You're dead?"
Like, no, you've got a cleric. She can like, revive
like,
you. You're
"I'm
fine." I'm like,
dust."
first of all, I'm a level 3 cleric. I can't revive him, and also, he's dead. Like double past his fucking HP. Dead. Like,
It was so funny.
I was just thinking, you were saying that your
Dude.
next character is going to be lawful good. But I feel like the next campaign, the next character is actually going to be introduced with an explosion.
Okay, honestly, it's
Yeah.
probably not going to be lawful good. But maybe less chaotic. I don't know. I have here's the thing. I have a lot of ideas. Because, again, Air's not lasting this whole campaign. So, I have a lot of backup characters.
See, that's
Plans.
the
But-
thing is you're gonna play this chaotic character, which and right now you are leading this party into a very specific, like moral center, and then you're gonna come in as a lawful good character.
I'm not. I'm not. I already told you one of my ideas, and that's definitely not a lawful good
No,
character.
no.
It's more chaotic than air character.
But
Good God.
basically, have you seen that video where the guy crashes through the roof and he's just like laying on the floor, and the guy looks at him and he goes, "Hey, Billy,
Yeah.
that hurt." That's gonna be you.
Yeah.
That is me. Yeah.
Oh,
also have-
you should call your next character Vivian. No, hold on. No, I have to explain this to Jester real quick. Hold on. So we're just talking about Tori's characters and how they get more and more chaotic. Yeah. So the next character is just gonna. Have you seen that that fucking vine of that guy who just bursts through the wall and then his mate is like, what's his name?
Billy?
No. Billy. He's like, "Hey, Billy." like
he just falls.
Yeah.
He falls through the roof
that's
and
why
lands
I
on the
said
ground
she
on his
should
back.
call her
and
next
says,
character
"Hey, Billy."
Vivian. Because of young ones. Vivian. Yeah, no, you could make a Vivian character, and then I'll just be like, "Oh, my lentils."
All right, it is 7:01.
Except for everyone's ready to go, we can do a little recap.
All right.
I'm just gonna go inside and switch over to my computer real quick.
Alright.
I hate to be that person, but I also need to pee.
That's fine. We can. You're the one who needs to recap the most, so we can take an extra moment.
Yeah, I'm currently working on multiple backup characters because I don't know what I'm feeling. You know, once Air dies, you know, I want some choices.
Are you sure she's going to die? Because at this point, it seems like that might be a problem.
She's definitely gonna die.
You could go along with like a similar theme, but also be kind of different at the same time. As you could go, instead of like you're this colorful Aurora fairy right now, where you go the opposite side and be really big but still be really colorful. You go to be a gem dragonborn, which is one of the new ways that
yeah,
came
the
out.
new ones. Yeah.
There's a crystal one you could be where it's just radiant damage that you get to do with the breath weapon and stuff, and it's
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into the new stuff. I haven't looked yet.
I'm kind of hoping they add more gem dragons.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually very useful for me because I have lots of different types of dragons in one of my campaigns. Not just normal dragons.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you want some interesting ones that aren't in the base, go look at the Tomo Beasts from Cobalt Press if you haven't already. They've got some really interesting like extra dragons that are kind of based off like shadow dragons and desert dragons and air dragons and stuff like that are interesting.
Nice.
The Boreal one is my favorite because it's a furred dragon.
Oh boy!
And it just looks really, really cool.
So I would definitely die trying to pet it.
Fluffy baby! Ow! Bitch.
That hurt.
Got my
That's it right here.
Oh, nice. It looks so ugly, but I want to pet it still.
It's got like a mane and the tail's all furry. It's really cool. It's got cold resistance and immunity to fire, so it's a little interesting with its resistances.
Interesting.
Quickly checks to make sure none of my players are in the chat. Yeah, I'm probably going to throw one of those at my Icewind Dale players eventually.
nice. Your players may be watching us on the VOD though. Not likely, but
Nah, very few of them go through and watch things after the fact. A lot of them are live-only people. Although I see you, Pie Man, lurking. You honky.
Right.
I had to get a new batch of these because my old one is now so small because I keep breaking it.
I
Like,
noticed that was a new color.
yeah, like they keep breaking off inside, like so I can't like just take one off. I have to take two off, so it just keeps getting smaller and smaller, and it's not really fun to play with anymore. So I had to get new ones, but they're not as they're more stiff, and I don't know if I like that. But I did get some pretty colored ones. But some of them are ugly. They're in a box currently. Out of sight, out of mind. Because the color combos
Always a good
aren't
way to go
great.
with it.
Yeah, it'll be a dark day when I have to turn to those.
Alright.
So,
Looks like everyone's here.
yep. So yeah, you guys had awoken after your seeming death inside your own graves, and after working your way through, having some help by Violet with her vine and earth spells to kind of loosen the dirt, allowing people to crawl out. You guys got out and were faced immediately by a mysterious woman that was clothed in this shadowy gown and spoke about how her mother had still use for all of you, and that she is the reason why you are all back in the semblance that you are, and that for now she is going to leave you to your devices and will come to you when she requires it. And some attacks were made, and they did not seem to have much effect against her. And she then left you all to your devices. You guys gathered yourselves, realized something was off, something was missing. You're not quite sure exactly what it is, but you all do have now the Hollow One feature to your characters. If you did miss that, Violet, that should be in your character sheet, so it should show you what that gives you. And same for you, Merrick, as well.
That's all. Thank you.
And you guys then decided to try to figure out where you were and how to get back. You guys decided to kind of head towards the Sharn direction as best you knew, because you weren't really sure. You guys started heading south. You went through a forest, and it took you a number of days. You hit a thunderstorm that hit through there. You guys had to find some shelter, deal with some of the more environmental effects, and just at the same time processing what you guys had been through, and that you were dead and then brought back for some reason by some mysterious entity. Air is definitely showing the signs of how this is screwing with her by being even more reckless than she normally is, to the point where she almost killed herself, diving out of the sky, where she was saved immediately by her cousin Violet, and then you guys continued from there. After the storm passed, you guys were able to continue out to the edge of the forest, and what you saw ahead of you is a large kind of long. You guys are up on an elevated position. And the hill goes down into this kind of half valley, I guess, and continues on to a town that is a few miles out, and then past that leads to a cliff kind of bay area where you can see the sea just on the edge of your perception and this elevated position. You're not sure where this is, but it's a town.
But it's not Sharn.
It's not Sharn. It is not Sharn. No, it seems like it to be a somewhere between a town and a village.
All right.
But that is where we find ourselves. And we'll switch up the music here, and you guys can decide what you'd like to do.
About how far away does this town village look?
I'd say from where you guys are, you'd probably say about like 2-ish miles away.
Okay. With the storm having finally broken, are there any like animals on like the plains outside of the forest or like at the forest edge that could be like easily perceived?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
I will assist with that. Violet will also be looking for animals and interesting plants.
If you mention this, I
Just
can
trying
guide
to find anything to cheer herself up.
You can make your own, or you can specifically help Lyslin.
Cred, I lost my dice to the
I
floor.
might make
Hold
my
on.
own. That's gonna be an 18.
You can see in the immediate area there's some signs of animals and some actual animals you can see kind of loitering around the edge of the forest. Mostly birds and some small animals, nothing too big. Near the town, you can definitely see there are some flocks of birds that are kind of like flying around the higher areas of the town itself. And you can imagine there's probably more that way, but out in front of you at the moment, there's nothing too obvious, not like a kind of cattle or anything like that.
Okay, that dice
Plant-wise,
is lost forever now. So I've rolled a new one, and that is 24 for me.
Okay. Plant-wise, it's mostly grasses with some tall dandelion like weeds that are kind of growing in large patches that kind of sweeps down the hill. For your 24, Lyslin, you do notice not animals themselves, but you do notice the signs of some. As you're looking around, you do notice that there was a recent. Seems to be a kind of a small herd of deer that have passed through this area that kind of were going west to east. So from your right to your left, in the direction that you're facing towards the town.
As we go, Violet, still trying to cheer herself up a little bit, is going to just like druid craft, like periwinkles. And she goes.
All right. So as you guys are continuing, you guys are heading towards the town or doing something else. You can see that there's a road that leads east to west along. It turns kind of south from the village as the forest to your guys' right kind of continues a little bit. You guys are at a kind of a clearing you can see, but it kind of curves a little bit. And so the road itself coming out of town to the west goes south and then kind of curves around that edge of the forest that's a little further south from where you guys are, southwest.
I hope someone else understood that, because I did not. I have no
Just
mental image of
a
what
bunch
that
of
is at
directions.
all.
Essentially,
No, don't worry, I made sense of that.
More forest to your right that continues down, and the road out of town going west kind of curves around that. And then there's a road going to the left out of town that just goes straight left.
So
As much as I would love to track down some deer and possibly have something to trade when we get into town, I'm not sure that's the entirely best option. So are we going to the town, or are we going to the road, or are we going to go back to the forest? I'm all in favor of going back to the forest, honestly. I'm done with this civilization crap.
Well,
I
I almost
mean-
want to agree with that.
I think we're gonna have to. We need to know at least where we are, you know?
I mean, I guess I still feel like we should have just picked a random direction, but here we are.
Well, we kind of did. Let's be honest here.
We followed something.
We went off a hypothesis.
I meant close our eyes and spin around and pick
It
a
would have been
direction
just
and
as
go.
I mean, we can do that later.
I guess.
The worst part is that if you did it and you ended up in the same place, right?
No, because then it would have been random, and we would have been like, "Wow, this was so this is so crazy. We ended up at a town so fast."
All right. So you guys are heading towards the town?
Shorn does want to like get everyone's attention for a moment. Before we head to town, I feel like with what happened with Air, I feel like we need to
She just rolled her eyes.
we might need to if anyone has anything to to talk about to get off their chest, I think it's a good idea to do that now.
Yes, I have a great deal to talk about. I was finally going to get to go home. I was going to die. It was going to be wonderful, but now I'm stuck here. And also, I have been ripped away from my plane of existence to save your plane of existence. And I'll be perfectly frank, I couldn't care less. So,
I guess that's fair.
It's like it was just a bit of fun.
Bit of fun that almost got you killed.
No,
That's how all fun is. You know what I do for a living, right? I fight people.
I mean, I kind of.
I could always die.
Not for the same reason.
You could always die. Like, literally someone could just fall out of the sky, land on you right now. Dead. It happens in Sharn way more often than you think.
Yeah, I saw you fall from the sky once.
Yeah, I do that a lot. But people that don't have wings, it's a problem for them.
you know, they mentioned that when they arrested me too. Apparently, way up high they have enchantments about that, but I guess once you go lower, they don't.
Yeah, people just fall and then fall on other people, and usually the people that get fallen on are the ones that are killed, not even the person falling.
No, that makes sense
So-
because they're breaking the fall. And
Yeah. So it's unlucky for the bottom person, lucky for the one that fell, though.
you
somehow
become
that feels
a
like a,
sandwich
You always have to be
between
looking up
the
in
ground and the
Sharn.
person.
feels like
Yeah,
an
you always have to be
allegory
looking
for
up.
Society.
Yeah, it is.
Thanks for the follow, Ace Ninja Fire. That's our DM from the other campaign we mentioned.
Thankfully, didn't hear any of the ideas he had earlier.
The reason I bring this up is because I've had a question running through my mind, and I see that Kale is not exactly been happy recently. Feels like he's changed since I've met him, just a little bit.
I
You
mean,
look like
wow,
you're
calling him
confused.
out. I'm
You look like you're
wow.
confused as to why I'm saying that, Brian.
No, I was acting.
Oh. Personally, I've been wondering if, like, it's even worth it to go back to my life. If
Yeah,
we're...
I'm asking myself that same question right now.
Again, the random forest idea would have been perfect.
Well, if...
You don't go back, you just go random.
The question is if we're alive temporarily, and whenever we finish whatever she wanted, we just lose our lives, or if we're gonna be able to regain what we lost. Because if
I'm more of the camp of regaining what I lost. Not gonna lie with you.
I would love to do that.
What we lost
If
is
it's-
gone.
If it's the former, then like whatever everything I have to do is pointless. If it's the latter, then I
We're getting real deep here. We're a little too close to home. Okay.
well, there's a reason I brought this up.
I'm talking a story. All right, what's the reason?
I mean, I figure I can't be the only one. Maybe we all need to get this stuff off our chest.
Spa day.
What is a spa?
Okay,
It's when
that's
you cover
sad
yourself
for you.
in mud and such.
I mean, that is part of it.
Water?
Yeah.
But hot.
It's like, take
Oh,
care
like
of yourself day, self-care.
water but hot, like the thermal vents.
Sure. Yeah, I definitely know what that is. I live in the sky, yeah.
It's a real warm area where volcanic activity happens. It's dangerous, but if you stay away from the gaseous gases, it's quite relaxing.
Been probably like that, yeah.
You know, between the Earth Fairy, the Water Lady, and myself, we could make a spa right here.
right outside of this town. We could charge admission.
Just like that's
have
a
tea.
new thing. We just opened this spa. We're all dead. Who gives a shit?
We're becoming Phineas and Ferb, like the spa day episode. Just build it real quick.
Business plans for the future.
We are just gonna become spa owners.
Quite honest with you, I actually do think this is a good plan because I need money,
No adventuring.
and charging
The
people
spa.
for a good time is something is what makes me money. So or what makes anyone money.
Charging people for a good time. I've heard of this before. That's prostitution, yes?
I think we're referring to something different.
Different
There's
kind
no
of a
other
good
one
time.
right
Well, Kale, what
These
were
are-
you referencing? He could have been.
I am going to not say anything.
I mean,
Kale, like I feel like you're going there, but we don't have to go
I
there.
did not go anywhere. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Violet starts druid crafting like sticks, like up into like a fucking weave to like border a spa pool.
I do feel a little more uplifted discussing something like that, but I just want to make sure everyone is, at least feeling okay with moving on.
This,
Oh no, I doubt I
unfortunately,
will
is
ever
not
be
the
okay with
first
moving on.
time I've died.
That's right, you mentioned something like that.
Yes, I have died once before, and I don't know what to think of it this time. This is a different circumstance, but I was able to rise above the last time, so I feel I can rise above this time.
Well,
Violet
Last
kind of
time you
turns
probably weren't
around to
under a
Air
guise.
like, who's this guy?
I'm like, we've been traveling with them for days.
Yeah, but who the fuck is he? Where the fuck did he come from?
He found us through a vision of the
Oh,
future.
right.
Oh, that makes perfect sense to me.
Yes, little one. He says he's on a mission from divine, elemental, divine,
Which one?
something. Either way, we apparently have to save the known universe, world, whatever. Apparently they needed someone from another plane, so... Anyway, are we going to the town? Because I think they might have
yes.
a bar, and I could use a drink.
I can too.
mm-hmm.
I could go for that as well.
To the town.
Yes.
You guys start heading that direction. You can see kind of along the exterior of the village itself. There's a off to the right of you guys as you guys get closer. There is a shepherd out there with a big flock of sheep. You probably see about 80 of them out there, getting corralled by a number of other people, along with a few animals. They've got like shepherd dogs that are out there, kind of circling around, keeping them in their place. And they notice you as you guys coming because it's pretty easy. You guys coming in from an elevated position. They don't
The
do
elevated
anything.
position, the almost 8-foot tall horseman coming
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, quite easy to pick out. But you do see him go to one of the other people that are out there with him, and you see them take off towards the town, like at a really big sprint, kind of ahead of you guys.
I could probably
Well-
catch him. Do you think we need to?
Do they look
Let's
familiar?
deal with it when we get there.
Do they
But you
look
see
familiar
as
at all?
no, but you see as the one dude is sprinting, you see the shepherd kind of like see you guys notice him, and he's like, and he's just waving enthusiastically at you guys.
I'm
Hello.
a Peacestein.
Cat waves back like an idiot.
So, distraction or insidious trap? What do you think?
I
Could be
that's
anything,
the
really.
shepherd.
You guys continue to the town.
Insight check?
Go for it.
I just
Who
keep
are
it
you
going.
inside checking?
These people who are running away. That's,
Insight check.
I'm sure it'll be
that's a
fine.
very, very good roll. I need to check my
19.
stats, which are reloading for some reason. All right, so my insight is a 5, so that's a total of 25. I got a natural 20.
Nothing could
you
go
saw,
wrong.
You saw they noticed you. You saw there was a lot of quick movement, and then by the enthusiastic waving to this guy, seems to be happy you guys are there for whatever reason. You're not sure, but dude seems happy to see you guys.
Yeah. The other guys don't
That's
seem like they're
weird.
scared or anything.
No. You see a couple of them kind of gather around and they kind of are talking. They're like 300, 400 feet off, so it's not like you can hear or see like what they're doing, but you see a couple of them kind of gather off in the distance as they're kind of talking with each other, and then you see that one guy kind of bolt off towards the town. Do you guys continue towards the town?
This was
Eris.
I don't
All
think they're going to be a problem. So
It takes you another about 20, 30 minutes to get to town itself. And as you get towards the kind of the entrance into this town, you see that there are a large amount of people gathered near the front, and it's probably about like 30 or 40 people that are all
Like,
gathered.
yeah, they're definitely gonna kill us.
varying ages from like kids to adults, and as you guys get within view, they all start cheering and clapping, and people are like waving and whatnot. You guys continue towards this
Okay, yeah, Air is now in her element. She's gonna start like.
Yeah, we're gonna die again.
Yeah.
I feel like
That's
Sheeran.
suspicious. That's
I feel like
weird.
Sheeran coming back from certain training exercises might have had this happen once or twice.
Lyslin slows his gait, seeing the crowd of people.
Air speeds up, flying around like the loop-de-loops, like showing off, just for the
Is this
heck
normal?
of it.
and,
There's
I-
sparks
Violet is
flying
cautious.
through her.
and you do get a good reaction out of the crowd. Like they start hooting and cheering, and
I love a reactive crowd, but it doesn't feel as good as normal, so that is a bummer.
as you guys get within earshot, you see a few of them kind of start to like rush towards you guys. None of them like carry weapons. Some of them are kids, but they're all kind of like running out to meet you guys. And as you do, they all kind of surround in this kind of like, oh hey, how you guys doing? Where are you guys from? Oh, you look like you're tired. Here, come here. And some of them, like one of them comes over and like throws a big blanket over the back of you, Lyslin. Another one
We're gonna
brings out a basket of fruit and hands it off to Merrick and just kind of gives it off. And it's just like, oh, please come this way. We've got food, we've got shelter. You guys are free to take part in any of it. Come on. And they're all kind of like trying to like, they kick kind of behind you guys. Not like violently, but they're all just kind of like urging you guys into the town.
We are so
Let's do
fucked. We're so fucked.
We are either
go
gods
with
to
it.
them.
This
or
is
they're
so
going to eat us.
insidious.
Oh, yeah, they're going to eat
We're
us.
already dead, so
We're gonna get eaten.
We
Do
probably
get
taste really
stale
bad.
while we're dead.
probably
Are we
taste really
still
bad.
stale? Like,
We
It's
were
like
dead for
when-
multiple
when-
days.
are we slightly fermented now or something?
I feel like we
probably
taste like rotting
like
meat.
when people get tattoos, you know, because cannibals are
Oh
like,
yeah,
oh,
cannibal
people taste real
tattoos.
gross when they
Yeah,
get tattooed.
that's probably what we taste like.
Sheeran's just following along, like confused as hell.
But yeah, they're showering you guys with gifts and food and blankets and like, oh, this would look great on you. Looking at you, Shioran, as they kind of like pull out like this really flowy blue dress that really matches your skin tone and stuff like that. And they're just like offering you guys this stuff. And they're sort of like, oh, you have weapons. Do you need any of them sharpened? We can. Our blacksmith is great. He knows what he's doing. And they're all just super enthusiastic about you guys being here for whatever reason.
Anytime anything is handed to Violet, she goes freely given.
And they immediately just like, oh yes, of course.
That dress, Sheeran immediately holds it up to like looks down like, you really think so?
And yeah, the couple of the women that are around where you're at, like, oh, it looks amazing. Oh, it makes your eyes pop. You look great in it. If you want, we can go to the innkeep and you can try it on. It look amazing on you.
I really hate to do it, but I have to. You said they're kind of crowding behind us a little bit.
Yeah,
Kick them.
it's about
need
a
to.
group. You kicking someone?
I spook a little easily from behind. I've mentioned it before to someone else when I first
Yeah, that
arrived.
was
So
me.
yeah, unfortunately, I gotta roll a kick.
Okay.
You're
Oh,
gonna
no.
fucking kill them. They're
Oh
commoners.
no.
Can I roll an insight
Okay.
check?
Luckily,
No, I can't.
it's a 5 on the die, so that's a 10. So
Luckily,
They're villagers.
the guy that was behind you is a little bit more dexterous, and he's able to whoa as he backs off. You see kind of the crocodile
sorry.
back off the back of you.
Nervous habits. You know, I'm sure you have mules, horses.
And you see the guy that like he has this kind of like shocked look, and he's like, "Oh yeah, of course, no, my bad. Yeah, no, everyone back off, back off,
We are
back
gonna
off."
fucking die again. They're too nice. I don't like it.
I have no idea if I
have
want
no
to
idea
go with
what's
this or
going
not.
on.
And if you guys allow it, they lead you towards towards the kind of center of town where you see there is a what looks like a tavern set up, and it is called map up the Red Cliff Overlook.
Right click.
What is the quality of this town as we're walking through? Like, does it seem like it's a small little town? Does it seem like it's mildly wealthy?
It's between like a town and a village type of range, and it looks to the houses are decently well kept. It's not necessarily paved streets, but the houses are not in disrepair. The people are wearing decent clothing. You do see a lot of signs of kind of it being a bit of a fishing village. You can see a lot of you pass by an area where there seems to be boats that are being like built and carved out and whatnot, and you see a large amount of sections where there's big nets kind of hanging over and things like that. But the people all seem to be decently healthy, and their clothes are mostly clean. Obviously, from the dirt road, you have some stuff like that, and the houses themselves seems to be in decent repair.
Can we see like the source of water they would fish from where we are?
You're assuming that it's the actual sea that's just south of the village by probably about a mile.
All right. I'm still cautious.
Oh, to be clear, I hate this. Air loves it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that too. I am very wary. I think Sheeran is a little too trusting.
Oh, Air doesn't trust them, but
And that
she loves the
dress-
crowd. So.
And the dress immediately is like, ooh, I really want that.
As you guys get to the center of town itself, you see there is a small procession of people that kind of come from a different direction, and it's being led by a half-orc individual wearing a bit fancier clothes than the rest of them, and he's flanked by a couple of other men and women that are in similar attire, but he's got kind of like cuffed shirt, a little bit of a fancier collar, and as he comes forward, he says, "Welcome, visitors. My name is Zog. It is wonderful to have you all here in our village. And if there's anything you need, if there's anything that you need provided for you, please just ask. You have free stay in our inn here, Red Cliff Overlook. It is our we have some of the best rooms there. There's plumbing, and it is you're free to stay. Anything you guys need.
What is plumbing?
Toilets? Where people relieve themselves?
I rust
Sheeran tilts
slowly
her head.
raises.
Kind of like look to the
Hey,
other
now-
people like, I'm sure some of you are aware.
Kill this facepalm.
That one's like a horse, so yeah, he doesn't use toilets like us.
Well, if there's any
Alright.
accommodations you may need.
I don't go outside. Or I don't go in.
Why?
Kale is still facepalming.
Who are you asking why for? Why to?
This guy.
Oh,
Merrick?
Just
um,
why?
well, we're welcoming to visitors. He kind of looks to the other
Aren't
people. You kind of
inns
see
and taverns
as
supposed to make money off of people staying, giving it away for free. That's
yeah.
strange.
As you guys are kind of saying this, you see him kind of like
I mean-
look to the other villagers. not in like a sign like, oh god, they know. It's more of like as he kind of looks at the other people around, and you kind of see them all kind of get this kind of like downtrodden look. As a couple of them start to like kind of move off, but a few of them kind of stay by, and everyone kind of quiets down a little bit. And Zog
I
kind of
broke
looks.
it. I'm sorry.
No, I understand. This is a little much. If you don't mind, I would like to talk to all of you. We don't get a ton of people who look capable
Oh, you
come through this town,
you
and
picked the wrong people, sir.
but it's if you don't mind coming in, we can talk through this through. We just wanted to make sure you felt as welcome as possible. I know it's probably a little too much. I apologize.
No, that's perfectly acceptable. Honestly, now that I know that you want something out of all of this, it's a lot more
It doesn't-
assuring, right, everyone?
yeah.
This wasn't someone's
not quite
favorite
as
dress,
weird.
was it? I held out the dress.
Hey, what'd you say? Sorry.
This wasn't someone's favorite dress, was it?
Oh no, of course we have a wonderful seamstress here in town. She offered it up as a gift to who we could convince.
Okay. I kind of feel bad now, but at the same time, I wouldn't mind helping.
Well, we wanted to make sure you felt welcome and the generosity here, as we've had a bit of a problem. And he kind of, as he's saying, he's kind of like trying to like guide you guys towards.
I'm walking with him.
Right, the overlook. As you enter in, it's a decently large tavern. Nice polished wood floors, nice big live edge wood tables with these beautiful chairs around them, and it's got a second story with a large balcony that overlooks the center area. Where you can see how the rooms are, and there's a number of patrons in here. And as you step in, there's a large, heavy-set dwarf patron that's sitting back behind the bar area, and he's leaning back. He's fully just dead asleep. And as he enters, and Zog is kind of looking to all of you, he's like,
Is he okay?
Brennan, get up! And he kind of like slams the bar, and Brennan's what? Oh, visitors. Yes.
Are you okay,
Want
sir?
drinks? I was just resting my eyes. Don't worry about it. You want some drinks?
Yes.
Sure.
Do you have tea?
Tea. Yes, I've got tea. I've got ale. I've got crystal clear water. Whatever you need. Zog's like, take it down a level. He's like, oh, yeah, whatever you need. Whatever you need.
I need something that will take down a horse.
Yeah, I think I can provide that. And he kind of looks around,
Ketamine?
like,
Absolutely.
I might have to go down to the basement. But yeah, I'll get that and I'll get your drinks. Take any table you want. And he kind of looks to Zog, and Zog's like, he kind of rushes off, and Zog kind of ushers over to a table and sits down. I am the mayor of this town, and we've currently run into an issue. And before I continue, let me get your names. I obviously don't know any of you at the moment.
I am Shioran.
Galen Hawkins.
Merrick.
Call me Lyslan.
I'm Pilot.
Just a question real quick. Is there like beams on the top of this place?
Yep, it's kind of a vaulted kind of sections all across.
And so
that
that's
kind of
where
lead
I
up to it.
settled up there, and I'm just like air as I call down.
It's a tall
I know
ceiling, so
you
you'd be a
said
little out of earshot.
beams. I know
I'll
you
yell.
said beams, but I heard beans.
Beans?
on the
Are there
ceiling.
Is
beans?
there any beans
Is
here?
there beans?
Yeah, that red one looks a little sus.
Yeah, I like the beanbag chair, please.
He's like, welcome to all of you. Our town is a little bit in desperate need at the moment, and I apologize for the kind of overzealous, but everyone wanted to participate. We are a very heavy, a lot of our commerce deals in fishing. We trade to Sharn and neighboring cities and towns, and Sharn is obviously the bigger one along this, is we have an area here in the Red Cliff Bay that has a very specialized group of fish that is a delicacy. You don't really find, it's very localized here, and we take care to make sure that it is not overfished, because it is a very rare type of fish. And so our import here and our trading of it is very important to the local ones that want it. But we've been having some issues lately, unfortunately, with our fishermen are dying. They are being caught by some sort of monster out in the waters, and it is stopping us from fishing, which is stopping our trade, which is stopping our livelihood. And if this continues, this town's going to go under real quick. We've had a couple mercenaries pass through this way. Fortunately, they were also eaten. Y'all look capable. I wanted to, if this isn't something that you're willing to take part of and help us with, I understand this is dangerous work, but
Sounds like a great time.
I wouldn't mind helping. This is kind of what
Don't mind the
I'm here
little one
for.
up there. She likes to kill things. I think she's a little reckless. This one, she seems kind-hearted. Myself, I'm interested in anything that gets me hunting. So please tell me what you know of the prey, if anything.
We've only had a couple of survivors from the attacks, and he was unfortunately maimed quite horribly. The only thing he could describe, unfortunately, was a purplish glow in the water before whatever happened. This thing destroyed parts of the boats, tore people apart, and he said that all he saw when it attacked him was black, white, and teeth. That's all he could really describe. It was too fast, and he was lost in the waters, and he luckily got away with his life, even though he was hurt really badly. It was a miracle he got back here alive.
Black, white, purple glow, and teeth. Does this sound familiar to me at all?
Make a nature check.
Use this one. Well, that's not going to be good at all.
It's a little bit vague, unfortunately. Hard to really pinpoint exactly what they might be talking about.
That's a total of 4. I rolled a natural
Yeah.
1.
Is there a way we can speak to this person? I might be able to help him.
Yes. We were going to save up what we could if we could continue and get this man some help in Sharn. He's unfortunately lost his right arm to this, and so we were hoping we might be able to get him a prosthetic, or if we could save up enough, get one of the priests that might be able to help. But that's not cheap.
I'm not too sure if I could help with the limb part, but I could probably ease his pain a little bit.
I can if you give me a few levels.
Same.
Yeah, sure. We'll get you up to where you can cast regenerate. That's fine.
It's a little bit above. It's a little bit above my. I am a priest as well.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Kind of junior, admittedly, so, but I can help out.
Anything you can provide would be greatly appreciated. We are a little tough on the times because this has been going on for about a month, and unfortunately it's starting to eat into
really,
our town finances, and it's kind of why we were trying to be as generous as possible with what we could provide, because we don't have a lot of coin to offer, unfortunately.
Luckily, I don't value coin all that much, so goods and services are absolutely much better for me. I'm not sure about everyone else. I think most people here need coin.
Yes, of course. And anything, free room and board, have meals. If you need your weapons or items services at all, let us know. We can get that squared away for all of you. No worries at all. And if you can complete this, we will maybe be able to pay you at a later date. I don't want you guys to go away this empty-handed if you do help us out with this. You are risking your lives if you do agree with this, unfortunately.
Oh, I mean, we're already dead, so it's okay. I mean, what?
That's figuratively speaking. We struck out on something big before, so.
We're dead inside. Dead inside.
I'm sorry to hear that. That's
A lot of us are out here looking for the thrill of adventure, that spark of life once again. You know how it is.
Well, we are happy that you all came across this, our small little town. We're happy to have you here.
All right,
So, what do you say, gang? Should we split up and look for clues?
Yeah, I will have to go talk to the injured
I
people.
want my teeth
I'm gonna say,
split up
Shaggy and
into
Scooby gets the basement.
I feel like we should all one off. You know? Each of us.
Is Lyslin Scooby? Or is he Fred? Because he
Splitting
just
the
said
party
split up.
again?
No.
Yeah. A 6-way split.
No.
Do it.
We're gonna die again.
Well, let's see if we can figure out what this thing is first. Like,
Yeah, that's really the reason why I want to talk to them. Is
mm-hmm.
I rather hear it from the source and not through a middleman. No offense.
I just
As-
ordered tea.
True.
Which,
after a
as
drink. we can do
which, as you were saying that, the dwarf kind of comes up and lays down a tray, and it's got your tea, nice and steaming hot. Kind of hands it over to
How
you.
big is the cup?
It's big for you because he's not used to having the people of your size in here, unfortunately. But it
Ooh.
is.
I'll just sit on the edge of it and use my teacup to just drink things.
Sharon got some tea too because she's wondering how this single letter is affects the quality of the beverage.
Yeah.
The letter T.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it. I got some.
It's
If they
good,
have it, I
right?
would like some mead.
Of course.
Sweet mead, please.
Oh, it's hot.
And he puts it down. He looks to you, Lysla, and he says, "You can either have it out of this, and he kind of holds like a normal like mug, or he's like, all right, I cleaned out a bucket if you need something bigger."
No, the mug is fine. Thank you.
Okay.
I do appreciate the accommodation. Not a lot of people are used to someone of my size, and they don't seem intent on accommodating at all.
We're welcoming to all kinds here. And then he eventually brings more food and drinks for everybody to kind of like eat and whatnot. And this is your first time, real time eating and drinking something, not either. Well, I mean, Lysa, you provided, and with Kale's cooking skills, it wasn't actually too bad. But this is fresh, hot meal from the kitchen type of stuff. And you guys can eat your fill. And Zog tells you a little bit more. If anyone asks, you find out that you are in the town of Zilspar.
Zilspar. Right.
Zilspar, that's where I thought it was with your description. Right there.
And he says that Sharn is about 100 miles to the west from
Man,
where
they
you guys
really
are.
went out of their way to deal with us, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
While we're all chilling and eating and having our tea and our meat and stuff, Violet is gonna just go up to a random ass patron that's just sitting there by themselves and just pull out her card deck.
It's an older guy. He's got kind of a grizzled, mostly white, but still a little bit of darker gray in his beard. He's balding on top. He's got some bags under his eyes. He doesn't look completely downtrodden, but he just looks kind of tired, like he's had a long day. Kind of a dirtied shirt, and he's just kind of sitting there eating some food and taking a drink. And as you kind of come over, can I help you?
You
you want to ask my cards a question?
He kind of gives a look, and then you see him look over, and Zog's like, and he's, yes, of course, please sit.
What's your question?
Is our town going to be okay?
Is our town going to be okay?
Oh, oh, I'm sorry.
That's not good.
Out of all the cards I could have just pulled out of this deck, Tori.
Did you?
Oh, I can't
Yeah.
show the card. Hold on. It's the Tower.
Yeah, that's what I was guessing. Tower's the worst.
So unfortunately, you pulled the Tower card. And out of all the cards in my deck, it's the only one I don't have good things to say about.
Oh,
This is
okay.
It's really bad. It's really bad. But like, we've been hired now, so it should be okay. Like, it's fine.
Hell is accelerated the drinking of his mead quite a
So-
bit.
It says, when you are on a path that isn't right for you, a path that may actually be dangerous, sometimes it takes a Tower card experience to help you find your way back to the right path. This is usually a horrifying and debilitating experience, but in the end, it is better than if you followed the old path. If this card turns up in your reading, take heed. Perhaps you can find your way back without the trauma of this experience.
Though it
Wait.
might not be pretty, but we might.
I think you pulled for us, and not for
Yes, I
them.
think you pulled for us.
I think you pulled for us.
I think
Maybe I should have cleansed the deck first.
He kind of like,
They're already going through their trauma right now.
Yeah. But
Hell,
hey, maybe we're
Yeah,
the
so
maybe
we're
we're the
here to
solution.
lead you
We're
to
the
the
new
right
path.
path. It'll be
Yes.
fine.
well, of course. Yeah. He's kind of like looks to Zog, and Zog's like, yes, they're here to help. They're here to bring us out of our woes. And
Yeah.
he kind of like, well, thank you very much. I hope you can bring us out of this trauma. We don't have to. We can get on the right path.
And we bring the town out of this
Like a whole bunch of cards just flew out the deck.
is that like a good or bad sign?
Okay.
It just means you should look
Well,
at them.
it just depends. The first one is Strength, and Strength is a really good card. I love Strength. It's like the perfect embodiment of Violet. It's about survival.
Are there any other pages?
Events you have set in motion in the past are now moving towards you for good or ill. If you have consciously invested in something, you will enjoy the fruits of your labor. If you have sent out bad energy, this will be a period of reaping what you have sown.
Well,
That's a good sign.
it's a good thing we're being welcoming, correct? And
As long as you weren't, fucking around with the ocean, and this is some kind of weird nature deciding you need to die to make things balanced. Nature's weird like that.
This monster isn't what it seems. That's what the cards say.
well, I hope
Who
you
knows?
all-
Maybe we'll be able to befriend it, and you can use it to enhance your fishing. I don't know.
Possibly. For your question, the patrons, there's not too many in here at the moment. But as you're kind of like completing this reading with the guy, the door opens up and a young man is being helped into the tavern. He's on crutches, but there's kind of a couple people that are near
He
him.
brought
kinda
him
helping.
here?
Hmm.
They brought
And-
him here.
You've requested to talk to him, and so yeah.
No,
I think we go see him.
And so, and he.
They're being really accommodating.
Yeah,
to,
Kale is
not
like,
to
oh
him.
my god.
Oh, I'm sorry. We were gonna go see him.
I'm gonna go help that man out.
Well,
Sharon
he's got a couple people with him that are kind of helping him along, and he's on crutches, and you can see that he is completely missing his right arm from the kind of midway of his forearm down. And
is it
it's
like
wrapped up?
I'm sorry. Is it like still at the bleeding point or?
No. It's wrapped up. He actually, like, he sees you guys, he smiles, and his leg is also injured. It seems it's kind of bandaged up, and he has it kind of up, and that's why he's on the crutch. But he kind of is helped over to the table, kind of sits down. He's like, "Hey, how's it going, guys?"
Hi, I'm Kale. I'm I'm actually a priest. Do you mind if I kinda help you out real quick? I don't want you to be made even more uncomfortable.
Oh, no,
Kale, very important thing. If you were going to attempt any healing, I would very much like to examine the wounds beforehand, so
I
we know
would
what kind of.
too, but
sure.
you know.
Of course, yeah. And he kind of like starts to like unwrap his stump a little bit, and very carefully.
I help do that.
And it has been sutured itself and kind of like sewn shut, so it's not just like a ragged wound. And it looks. Well, make a medicine check for you guys. Can make separate ones.
I'll make a medicine check.
We
We
look at
have
the
a Just
leg,
Us
too.
channel on the Discord.
We have a what?
Do we have a Just Us channel on the Discord?
Yeah, the
The
discussion.
top
is it?
part.
For just our group,
Discussion?
yeah, the discussion, the entire game discussion and game voice is ours.
Okay, that would be an 18 on the medicine check.
The wound itself, it looks to have been taken care of decently, and it looks like it was some damaged tissue was kind of cut away and then sewn shut as best as they could. It looks to be about maybe about a week and a half old. And if you go and look at his leg and look at the injury there, it seems to have been a large bite wound that just kind of nicked his leg enough, and this just seems to be a kind of a tear out of basically took a chunk out of his leg. Not enough to completely sever it or anything, but he can't really walk on it.
So, sorry to make you relive some bad memories, but can you tell me, like, what happened to your leg here? I mean, obviously you got bitten, but what it...
Well, we had gone out. There had been a couple of issues prior with some with fishermen before, but we thought we could handle whatever it was. And we went out there, and it was starting to rain, but it wasn't too windy. We were. It's good for fishing when it rains a little bit. But then one of the men saw something, called out. We all got at attention, but before we could see anything, one of the boats got uplifted, and the people were tossed into the water, and there was a lot of thrashing and yelling, and I saw red, and then our boat got flipped. I went under. It was dark, unfortunately. I saw purple glows. I know it's kind of weird, but they were moving really fast, and they were kind of spots, and they kind of vanished and moved. It was hard for me to see. It seemed to be on this creature, and it was very large, and it whipped past me. I'm sorry, what?
Were they like eyes, or were they like on some sort of limb or appendage?
I couldn't really tell. It was just a kind of a purplish glow under the water. It was really dark and kind of murky because of all the thrashing and the moving around. I couldn't really see, but it looked like a fish, but of some kind, very large. But I swear I saw it had like limbs, not like fins. It had like straight up limbs. I don't know how to describe it really. It was, like I said, it was a blur of motion, black and white, and it grabbed my arm, and all I just saw was a flash of pain. I was able to thrash out of its grip, fortunately losing my arm. As I'm gesturing with the wrong hand, he's gesturing with his other one. And he's unfortunately I lost it, but he kind of like gets a little somber and he's
Hold on. I can fix that, actually. Hang on. Let me see. Transform. Capture, transform.
and he kind of is like, unfortunately, with my crewmates getting eaten by
There you
this creature, I was able to escape.
Now you'll be gesturing with the right arm because you've been flipped.
Speak.
I'm sorry.
About how large is this bite wound on his leg?
That is a good
I'd
question.
say it looks like it could have been done easily by like a shark.
And did it bite him with enough force to break his leg?
No, it didn't break his leg. It just
Okay.
took a chunk out of him.
Just took a chunk out of him. Okay.
Mhm.
Like, is he missing muscle tissue, or is it just punctures?
It's a there's a few puncture wounds, and then there's one section where it's about like kind of like a good like fist-sized chunk of his leg that's been like gone.
Okay.
It's right in the thigh area.
Ugh. Man, that. Ooh. Yeah. And whereabouts were you out? How far were you from shore? Do you know?
We were probably about 200 or 300 yards out from the bay.
Oh wow, not very far at all.
No.
Is the bay deep at that part, or?
It drops off pretty quickly, yeah.
And you said, and do you know if all the other attacks have been like during the night or during rain or anything like that?
There's only been 2 attacks. We stopped sending fishermen out at that point before we started looking for help. The first attack was about 4 days prior to that, and that was in the middle of the day. Ours was early in the morning when it was still pretty early, but so it didn't seem to be correlated with any kind of time frame.
What about the mercenaries?
The mercenaries, the first set we sent out, there was 3 individuals that came into town so that they could handle it. We were not sure. They left town kind of in the middle of the day. We're not sure exactly when they were attacked. A few of us went down after they didn't show up the next day, and we saw the wreckage of their boats down at the water. So we're not exactly sure what happened, but it doesn't seem they survived.
What kind of people were those mercenaries?
There was a couple of men and a halfling woman.
Well, we see exactly how they're disadvantaged. They don't exactly breathe water.
That's where I come in, I guess.
You're the bait.
Well, I have another trick that I can probably use to find it as well.
The good thing is that we do have a waterborne individual here. Maybe that can give us a little bit more intel. So, or and combat advantage, I guess. I'm not a tactician, so. All right.
It might help a little.
Lyslin, have you seen enough, or can I help this man out?
No, I'm definitely done with this. A few ideas. Unfortunately, the seaborne predators, not exactly my forte. Thank you for showing us your wounds. I know must be excruciating.
I've had good care with the physicians here. There's a elderly man that used to be a priest in Sharn and help helped a lot of people. He's very skilled. We're lucky to have him.
Okay. So I would like, if possible, to cast Cure Wounds on him.
Okay.
If Kale can tell that there would be any benefit.
You kind of look at the wound on. I mean, his arm's kind of the way it's going to be, unfortunately. But you look at the wound on his leg, and you cast Cure Wounds on it, and it seems to the wound itself is still kind of, even though it's been a little while, it's still in the slow process of healing up and whatnot. But as you do, it gets a little less of that red color to it and gets a little bit more pinker. And he kind of you see a visible, like as you get close and do that, he kind of cringes and he's, oh, that's nice. That's nice. Thank you.
And he is healed for 9 hit points. So,
Yeah, you're able to. I mean, unfortunately, you're not able to regenerate the full muscle tissue, but you're able to heal it a bit and save him a lot of recovery time. He's actually able to.
We're putting that in the side quests for when I can come back.
There you go. But he's able to actually kind of like flex his leg a little bit more, and he kind of like he stands up, not like recklessly, but he kind of puts his arm on the table and kind of lifts and kind of puts a little pressure on it. And he's like, he kind of winces a little bit, but he's like, it feels a lot better than it was. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for telling us what's going on here. I know it must be difficult for you.
You are all wonderfully generous people. And Zog kind of chimes in. He says, they are, and your all willingness to help is more than we could have honestly asked for. If there's anything you need, we can provide boats as well. If there's something you need to go out, we have plenty. We have a number of very skilled shipwrights that create our fishing boats.
I don't think I'm at a level where I can
think
cast
we'll
freeze
definitely
water yet.
a ship.
Yeah, boat would be nice.
Gigantic harpoon, if possible.
Yeah.
We can provide any kind of. I mean, our blacksmith is skilled. We don't have any weapons on hand, but we can make them if you so desire.
I mean, I haven't actually hunted at sea, but I have read books about hunting at sea, and it always involves a harpoon. So I think we're gonna need one.
Do you have any cannons?
No, we
What
don't
kind
have
of
it.
pirates are you?
We're not pirates.
What's a
Little
pirate?
one, I don't think that everyone that lives on the sea lives near the sea is a pirate.
I have a
I'm
plan.
so full.
Aaron just got. I have a plan.
Oh boy.
Is it going to get us killed?
Maybe.
Yes.
Probably.
Okay, let me hear it.
I say me and Violet fly high above the ocean, pour in some chum, and see what happens. Try to
That
bait
will
it
bring
out.
sharks.
Maybe, but it might bring this thing. Do you have a dead body we can
Actually,
throw
you know what?
in?
Do that because I
recently
would
dead?
very much like to get some shark skin.
Maybe those sharks will attack that thing.
Well, if we get like a better look at
can't
it
run water.
before we fight it, because like lots of people have died, blah blah blah.
But anyway, yes, Zog, if you could get us a few harpoons, maybe some rope, so that we could possibly drag things into land. So that's just gestures to everyone here that breathes air, so that we could be of help to our friend here. That would be most useful.
Of course.
I'm gonna look at Liza and be like, "Can you swim?"
Of course, I can swim. I don't swim well, but I'm learning.
So I just have to swim faster than you to get away from the monster if we die.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
I don't gotta outrun the thing. I just gotta outrun you.
You're really big, so I feel like you'll take the attention.
I mean,
Most assuredly. Have you ever seen
you're
a
the one
horse
making the most noise.
wander through a very deep stream and get attacked by I'm not sure if you have them here. They're called crocodiles. There's something where I come from. They're very large lizard things. They live in water. They like to eat horses, donkeys, They're a very interesting creature to see attack.
Can't say that I've seen anyone like that, anything like that myself. But
They're amazing. They've got 1 to 2 foot long jaws full of razor sharp teeth that pierce into the flesh and grip it. It is a wonderful thing to use for materials if you ever want to grab things in water.
Noted. That's we have had some interesting catches around here, and he points up to the back behind the bar, and there is actually like a very large shark skull with a big toothy maw, as I love to saying, as it just kind of it's placed so it's open and all the big teeth, and it's like that. One of our fishermen was able to actually catch that while they were out.
Full disclosure, okay? If it is a like giant anglerfish or something like that, or it's a let's God forbid a kraken, I'm cooking it. Once we kill it, I'm cooking it.
You're
We
like,
shall see.
Kieran, go
What-
It's
down,
not
grab
a
it.
kraken.
What
It
do
can't
what
be
do
a
I know
kraken, I
about
swear
cooking
to God.
krakens?
You're not sure about.
Do it.
Calamari, man.
Sure, its way of cooking is very different from land.
It's
Land-
mostly like having the water heat around it,
Yeah.
basically boiling everything.
What a bland existence. Only
Yeah, I was
boiled
about to say, it's so
food.
sad.
Everything is either raw or just put in a heat vent on the water.
Yep. And we can't.
can
I
make
actually
it
looked
really
this
good
up
taste.
to see if it was a viable method. We cannot cook things over the heat vents because that volcanic activity also expels poisonous gases.
Yeah,
That's
a
what
lot of
gives it
sulfurous
flavor.
gas, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Gives it that egg taste.
Yeah.
Tastes like sulfuric
That's
acid.
where you just need to be resistant to poison. You'll be
Of
fine.
course, whether or not sulfur is bad for Triton is anyone's real guess.
Well, I'm not resistant to poison, so
Maybe the sulfur's good for you.
Fine.
Maybe it's part of, yourself. Since you're
Alright,
from
Special
there.
seasoning.
all right.
Well, as you guys are discussing this stuff and deciding what you want to do, I figure it's a good time now to kind of, as you guys think about this, we'll take a break, come back at say just before 7:30 Central Time, so about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And we can then continue from there if you guys decide what you want to do.
All right.
Good.
All right.
Going over to the intermission screen. And muting myself. Night, Mom. Full disclosure to everyone on this stream, I am starting to feel some, like, respiratory stuff and a bit of a headache, so I may be a little bit out of it for the rest of the stream.
Yeah, I'm really feeling it too, to be honest with you. But
I'll do my best, but
yeah, same. God, it's the shoulder pain that's the worst for me now. Like, I can handle the headache and the fogginess, but damn, that my shoulder hurts.
yeah. I hope everyone has enjoyed this.
I will say that I am getting like massive Wicker Man vibes.
I've never actually seen Wicker Man. I should probably watch that.
It depends on the movie. The one that was made in the 70s is terrifying. The one that was made that has Nicolas Cage in it is hilarious. Not the bees! Stupid movie.
The heck? Okay, so it forgot where that source was from. I hope it didn't. I hope it didn't say intermission the whole time. In the beginning.
I didn't. I was looking at the stream.
Okay, that's weird. It's not wanting to go back to starting soon. Not that we need it this time, but
Oh man, we're getting close to summer games done quick.
Hmm.
Hell yeah.
Properties.
SGDQ. I get excited for it 2 times during the year, you know that.
Is this an image or yeah, there it is. Loop. Don't have it set to close file.
Oh, and it's July 4th weekend, yes!
I might just have to redo that.
Oh man. It makes me happy. Oh, and he's running Oracle of Ages. I love Oracle of Ages.
Alright, chat. Ignore what I'm doing on screen because I am trying to fix something that doesn't seem to want to be working anymore.
Oh my god, the guy's got a speedrun GeoGuessr?
Add source. And that did nothing. What the heck? Ah, there we go. Alright, I managed to fix that. That was real weird how that worked out. So, Brian is a big fan of games done quick. So, he's when it comes in for summer games, is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
love me some games done quick.
He'll be all in for that. We'll pretty much have it.
On all the time.
Yep.
I always make sure to save some money so I can donate it to the drive.
Right.
So when that comes around and you all want to watch games done quick, make sure you send some money or you subscribe to the channel.
I found the bastard drop die. I'm glad I re-rolled it with a new die. It would have been an 8.
God, that's like, I'm so glad that this hasn't been like the thing I do during the game, but like, I roll so many ones with this, and I'm glad that I've only rolled one in the campaign so far. But like my practice rolls, I roll ones all the damn time.
So you're getting them ones out.
Yeah, exactly. So I have to like make sure to keep rolling this to get the one right, and then because when it matters, maybe I won't get the one. You see?
Maybe.
Yeah. That's not cheating. You're cheating.
I don't think it counts as cheating. It's not like you're being told to roll anything, and it's not like there's a rule not to roll anything when you're not told to.
Exactly. You see, I'm just stacking the deck, though, in a way,
Nah, you're tempting fate.
Well, I mean, the rule against like rolling when you're not told to, for like when you're like, okay, I'd like to do this before the DM's like, okay, I'll let you do that. That's kind of iffy, but yeah.
No, he's literally just rolling for fun outside of the game.
Yeah, definitely.
I only want the specific reason to roll all the ones, so I don't roll one when I actually have to roll.
Yeah, you're superstitious.
Yes.
I roll for no reason, DM or not. It just usually less as a DM because I've paid attention more, but as a kind of an odd thing, more other people are like role playing. I'll sit there and just like I'll roll some D100s just because.
It's fun.
Definitely, it's kind of like that fidget spinner kind of thing. It's just like something to be doing, yeah.
Yeah. But I do prefer that people, if you do want to like try to make something similar, like if you want to try to make a certain kind of roll, that you're like, hey, can I do this? Because I've had people before where they're just like, roll 25 perception, and it's like, I didn't ask you to roll a perception. It might actually be the way I want you to roll. Like that's a little pet peeve of mine.
I've been trying to make sure that I only roll when I'm asked to. Like I'll say, can I make something or something like that, but.
Yeah, the only thing that I do like on my own is my flip a coin of, I'm not sure if I would do this. Let's let fate decide if I'm gonna do this.
I was close to doing that earlier with Shira.
Make personal like role playing decisions.
Yeah, I was close to like flipping a coin with Shioran earlier. Like, is she gonna go full in on this, or is she gonna be super suspicious of it?
They are kind of sus.
Just a little bit.
They were sus when they were generous. Now that they want something, I'm much more trusting of them.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
They were kind of sus. I saw the guy with the missing arm vent.
He's the imposter. That's the real monster. Kill him.
I'm sorry, Merrick. Sky, I completely talked over you. What was that?
I said I definitely wasn't going to take any of the punch if they offered.
Yeah. Like when it started though, when we got there and all the people were so nice to us, I was like, man, this is gonna turn into the Wicker Man. We're gonna be like murdered by bees.
I don't intend on fucking with you guys that much.
I fear not the
I don't
bees.
trust
I
you.
control them.
That's true.
I told Brian in the chat this, but I figure you should probably know too. I'm starting to feel some like respiratory stuff and like mild headache and sinus pressure stuff. So I took an ibuprofen. I should be fine, but like I might be a little out of it later on.
Okay. If you want to call it at any time, let me know.
Nah, I wanna.
Push yourself.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be that bad. It's just like very mild, but it's there.
Yeah. Yeah, my shoulder's killing me, so
Mhm.
that's about all I've got right now. And a runny nose, but that's about it.
And I'm probably gonna like, as much as I'd like to talk to Tristan afterwards, I might actually just pass out.
Yeah, I hear you.
I love how everyone immediately went to cult or cannibals or whatever. Like sometimes people are just desperate and want to be nice.
I mean, you know, are we really not used to people
Okay,
being
people
nice
are allowed
us
to be
as
desperate, but they're not
humans?
allowed to be nice and desperate.
To be fair,
Yes.
the first night, like the first time Shiorn was there was in Sharn. The nice guy who said he could help her out decided it was like some kind of trafficker or something.
He was a little greasy though, so
Yeah.
yeah.
I had a well-established nobleman merchant decide, okay, I'm gonna take advantage of this guy that's very trusting. So, Lyslin, again,
The kid was super nice.
it was nice, but her mom was a bitch. And she probably
I don't-
didn't keep the flower.
Hold on, none of you can talk about being taken advantage of, okay? None of you.
He slept with a
Not from
murderer.
what- Not from what I've been through, okay?
Backstory wise, my whole life was being taken advantage of.
Don't do that,
That
Brian.
was not me.
I know that wasn't you. I just like tragic backstories.
I did.
My
I
guy was
We
a
made
slave.
Kale not to have one.
Merrick was a slave before he got to where he is. That'll come out down the line, though.
I'm sure.
Oh, cool. I was almost a slave. We can bond.
Yay!
You still got that
Bondage
chain,
over
right?
slavery.
Yeah, I still got the chain on my arm.
Yeah, we're gonna attach a harpoon to that.
I managed to insight check myself from being from actually going with the guy. I'm like, I'm getting ready to leave. He's like, his big friend is like, nope, you're staying. And I'm just staring up at him, getting ready to fight. And then Zamas comes in and wrecks them both. And I'm like, okay.
I'm not gonna. I am going to remain freaking silent about what happened to me. That's all I'm gonna say.
I like. I still like that everyone thinks he slept with a murderer.
Because I did.
Technically.
I did sleep with the murderer.
To the comment of putting the crossbow or the harpoon launcher or whatever on the guy's arm. I'm reading through the Dritz novels, and he's got a gnome companion that had his hands cut off in a battle, and he's got a mithril pickaxe and a hammer, one attached to each arm.
I'm sorry. When Brian said I did sleep with a murderer, V's camera kind of froze for a moment with a look like what? And I didn't realize it was frozen until it skipped to her putting her cup down.
Halo is not a normal cleric. Let me just put it that way. He is still a young man with a young man's mind.
Hey, you've got all of your backstories or your little one shots where most of you were taken advantage of, and then you've got V and Air where they were taking advantage of people.
Let me
Don't
tell
have
you,
to call us out like that.
I've also told them, because I was actually listening in on that one, that if Shiora ever finds out what they did, she's gonna be pissed.
That was all Violet.
I am not excited for this quest. Like, Violet is like iffy on water. Vendetta, super agoraphobic.
Yeah, I get that. I couldn't finish playing what's it called?
Subnautica.
Subnautica because like I just freaked the hell out.
Dude, yeah.
I knew
couldn't even
the
start Subnautica.
I got to the point where like you're going to the ship for the Leviathans surrounded by the Leviathans, and I knew where the Leviathans were because I watched Mark and Jack play it. But even the sounds were freaking me the hell out. I knew they weren't there. I was still freaking the hell out. And that's pretty much when I stopped playing because I couldn't handle it.
If you need me
So,
to,
me
if you need
myself, I would like to delay this quest for 2 levels so I can get a swim speed.
Yeah, I actually mentioned this in our session 0, but the guy who has thalassophobia of playing a creature from under the sea.
if you need me to back off at all, and like either like descriptions or anything like that, let me know.
For
No,
me,
you're good.
For me, it's more of a visual thing because like the biggest thing I have an issue with, like a visual and auditory thing, like if I can see and hear it, that's where I get frayed. Like descriptions wouldn't be too much of a problem.
I just want to make sure everyone's comfortable.
Yeah, but I guess that's more directed at V then.
I'm okay.
The general thing in any regard, like I know you guys are kind of playing along with like the part of your soul's missing type of thing, but obviously I don't want it to get too dark because I want people to get like depressed playing the game. So
We're dead inside. It's whatever.
So,
My thoughts are to try and find some way to bring it to land.
speaking of thalassophobia, I will never forget the one time I've ever seen like an actual melee in a public space, right? Was in the Georgia Aquarium.
Of course, it's Georgia.
Yeah, and I was going. I went with some people, and one of them had thalassophobia. So there's this part where you actually see like a huge whale shark just swim above you, and you're like underwater while you're walking through it.
Yeah, the underwater tunnel.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's amazing and scary.
They were freaking out, right? But during the freak out, like a huge fight broke out, like maybe about 20 feet away, and completely like deflected the fear of that, and just like, holy shit, someone's fighting. I don't even know what it was about. It was just like a melee between like 6 people.
Whenever I was in middle school, my special skill was being wherever a fight broke out. Like literally, I was gone a lot of the year for like doctor's appointments and stuff. But whenever I was at school, like almost every day or like every other day, there would just like I'd be walking along the hallway and then like a fight would break out right in front of me. And everybody would be like, "Tori, what's going on?" I'm like, "I have no clue." They just start fighting like right there, and then I have to stop it, and I'm always late to class.
Has it occurred to you that it might not be the characters might not be chaotic, but it actually might be you?
You
we all
might
know it's
exude
Tori.
chaos.
Oh, it's me. It's me.
Common factor
Like
in all
you
of
are
these stories.
chaos.
You are
Yeah, it's
chaos.
me.
That said, I
Yeah.
have actually walked up on not a fight, but like a single punch that ended it immediately. Like I was walking to class. I had class next door to where this happened. Like, and someone who was shorter than this one guy who's kind of a bit of a irritating guy. I just watched him reach up and punch the guy right in the nose and saw 2 drops of blood specifically fall to the floor.
Yeah, most of the fights I saw were just like guys fighting, and guys fighting is really boring because they're so easy to break up. Like teachers, all they have to do is like stand in front of them, and then they're like, as soon as they don't see each other, they're fine.
Let me out.
Yeah,
Let me out.
like hold me back, bro.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of holding
But
back,
they
bro.
don't
Yeah.
do shit.
You don't have
Like,
object permanence.
Yeah,
they
the
barely touch each other. But there was one fight which I was there when it happened again because I was always there. But it was between two girls, and teachers don't like when two girls fight because it's vicious. And no, I mean like vicious.
Yeah, no, I've seen it. I've seen
Yeah.
it. It was like
So like middle school, like 8th grade was like the last time I went to actual school. So like I didn't in high school I was never there. So you know I didn't have my powers to, to work my magic then. But
Violence.
yeah, one of the girls, I had to leave the fight to go get one of our gym teachers, like, because she's mean, so she could break it up. Because, like, her hair was getting ripped out, there was, like, blood flinging everywhere.
Oh my god.
It was, like, she had to leave the school, and she
Okay.
had to transfer.
Lord.
Because it was so bad.
jeez.
Dude, I'm not even surprised. Yeah, no, I like fights with boys were like nothing. Fights with girls, dude, I watched this one bitch smash this other bitch in the head with like one of those penny boards.
Oh damn.
Just
Yeah, like,
fucking
her head was,
whacked
like-
her over the face with it.
Her head was, like, smashed into lockers. It was bad. I stood there for a
I
while.
myself
but
got my head
I had to
smashed-
fight through the
smashed
crowd
into
to
a
get
lamp
out to
with-
get someone to help. And I couldn't walk that well, so I was like, bro, someone else is gonna have to do it. But no one was leaving to get anybody, so I was like, okay, and slowly make my way to the gym for some help. I was in a boot at the
Making my
time.
way
I could barely walk.
to break up a fight.
And even though I was slow, like, it was still happening whenever I got a teacher, came back, and it was still going on. Like, it was vicious. All the other fights were boring, but it always happened right in front of me.
The wonders of teenage hormones.
Yeah.
Well, looks like everyone's back. We're ready to go. So yes, you guys are sitting in this tavern, and you guys are have been asked to take care of whatever sea beast this is that is stopping them from doing their normal fishing. What would you guys like to do?
So we got all the information.
Oh yeah,
from
we were supposed to
villagers,
think
right?
about that. Had empty, no thoughts this whole time.
So how far away did you say that the beast was from the shore?
Well, the person, the witness that you talked to, said that it hit their boats when they were only about 200, 300 yards from shore.
Okay.
On top of that, I guess, since we looked at his wounds and such, were you guys able to salvage any sort of debris or parts from the ships that might give us more of insight of what we're dealing with?
No, we weren't able to salvage anything more than just a couple of planks that floated ashore.
So whatever this is was capable of completely demolishing a boat.
Either that or sinking it.
Then-
Whatever was left either sank to the bottom, or what was left was that what floated ashore was just parts of the ships.
Not gonna lie, that sounds like if we take a boat out there, is certain death. Again.
I was
I
about
agree.
to ask, do you have any boats that are more suited for longer travel rather than smaller fishing boats? Something that might be
got
able
a
to
big
take a
ship.
hit.
It might be a good idea to lure it to land if we can.
Were you gonna say something, V?
Oh, I was just saying, do you got a big ship?
Oh, well, we have mostly just fishing vessels. We haven't really needed to go far out from the bay because that's where the majority of the fish we do gather are. The largest one that we have, I was talking with a couple of my people a little bit ago. It's just like actually this is kind of a few minutes in the future after you guys have eaten and everything. And we have one boat that'll fit Lyslin here. It's about the biggest one we have.
Hmm.
We have
What
fishing
is-
I'm not
nets
entirely
and
worried about getting into a boat, to be perfectly honest, but thank you.
Do we want to use a boat?
I
or
can
do
turn
we-
into a sea creature. No, I can't.
I can.
Well, I mean,
I can't. I'm not allowed a swim speed yet.
Yeah. That's fine. I can handle that part.
Do you feel comfortable being the only person luring this thing closer?
What if we get a small boat? You guys give it a big push, and me and Violet try to drag it out to sea. Nobody's on the boat, obviously. And then we can try to lure it. And use the boat as bait instead of Shioran. Or both.
Do you
Either
think that
way.
would work?
Oh. I don't think that we could pull a ship.
A little tiny boat. That like 2 people could fit on.
You see, this is why Brian, the probably not nearly as moral person, is having a tough time sometimes with Kale, because I was like, do you have any like condemned prisoners that we could like put on the boat and use as bait? And just say, hey, if you all can escape this thing, you're free, you know?
Air would say that.
Do you
Wizard
want to
didn't
say
think
it?
of it. Air didn't think of it.
Yeah.
By and large, it looks like we're pretty intent on looking at the base. So I think we'll go do that. If we learn anything immediately, we'll come back. If we die, hopefully you'll find someone better next time.
Certainly hope you
Everyone
don't.
else think so?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow. I mean, we did just come a long way.
You're fully welcome to stay. Take your time.
Maybe we should get some materials, get some harpoons made, because I
That
know
does
they
make
have to make
sense.
them.
I will be busy doing my job. If you need anything made or gathered, just let Darian here know. He points towards the dwarf behind the bar. And ask him, and he will be able to get someone that can get whatever you need. It's a pleasure meeting you all. Good luck.
All right. Well, if we're gonna take a night, I can probably get a few spells together that will help us out.
Mhm.
Go all fight mode.
Is there anything specific you guys want to do before
What
or
time is
during
it
this
now?
rest? It's about, by the time you got here, it's about like 3 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Well, Sharon wants to try that dress on.
I would like. I'm gonna get my flask filled with tea.
With tea?
Mhm.
Okay. Yep. Easy enough. Darian provides it for free. And Sharon, you're shown to where the rooms are, where you guys are able to stay. And they even accommodate for Lyslin having a room situated, essentially like pulled out any excess furniture, so there's more room for him to stay in.
To be honest, I'm perfectly fine staying in like a stable or a shed. I prefer to be outdoors as opposed to indoors. Please do not trouble yourself.
Anything you would need to accommodate. But you're shown to one of the rooms, Sharon, and you're allowed to change. And it is a beautifully made dress. It's got this kind of blue and white pattern to it that makes it almost kind of look like ocean waves a little bit. And it form fits around the shoulder and chest, and then kind of like splays out and is very squishy. And it goes down past your knees, almost like halfway to your ankles.
Definitely playing with the swooshiness. That she doesn't get that under the water.
Yes. The swoosh.
Does it have pockets is the real question.
That's a good question. Sharon would
If-
think to check to.
High or low?
Hi.
Hi.
It has pockets.
Oh,
Nice.
that's a good dress. That's a good
Mhm.
dress. If it has
So-
pockets. It's the first thing you'll notice. You'll be like,
Assuming,
wow, this has pockets. This is great.
Yeah.
assuming people aren't doing other stuff, she's going to like go ahead and show it off. And when she comes out, she's got like a nice kind of headdress of shells and strung together on her head.
Errol will wolf whistle at you when you come out. I can't do it, but
Can't either.
I'll like druid craft a puff of wind to make it go whoosh.
Give you a little bit of a.
some sparks.
Mhm. I don't know if this will hold up underwater, but it is really nice. We have to do a good
I mean,
job
you know,
to make it worth this.
it looks good on you.
Thanks.
What is.
Very blue.
What were you saying?
I said very blue.
May I have a dress?
Well,
I guess that's fair, yeah.
I'm gonna ask Darian if he has a map of the bay.
Yeah, I can get something. It's not specifically of the bay, but of the local area.
Could you circle every spot you know where the ships went down to see if we can't triangulate some sort of pattern?
Yeah, I can do that. He eventually takes probably about like a half hour or so to get everything together. But he has one of the a woman come in that has a lot of the maps, and she does a lot of the cartography of the area. She's a little bit older, probably in her like late 40s or so, and she kind of lays out a couple of maps, and she looks them over with you and points like, well, this is where we come down to do a lot of the fishing. That's where we have our dock set up, and she kind of draws out a little bit of ways, and she says the fishermen, from what they said, were about here. She points out about 300 so many yards from the bay, and you can see she's very detailed in her maps, and there's actually a bit of almost like topography mapping. You can see that the shore of the bay drops off like about 50 feet away from dry land. It just drops off at a heavy angle, and it gets really deep from there on out.
Right.
With how
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
with what she's showing, does it look like there's some sort of pattern of where this thing is hunting, I guess?
Unfortunately, with only having the one survivor from the second attack, there's not too much information enough to like pinpoint that, but it seems to be the attacks seem to both have happened in this bay where they have where they do their fishing.
Are there?
All of this conversation
And
was
she-
going on. Lyslin
Yeah.
probably would have asked for directions towards that blacksmith to get a couple of things situated there.
Yep, and he points you over to the east side of the village, where the blacksmith has his workshop. And she also does point out specifically, like this is, she will in more detail point out in the map, like this is some of the spots that we usually go, that the men usually go and fish for. Specifically, these are the spots we kind of cycle through. We make sure we have a couple of farms that help and whatnot, and so she points that out. And the blacksmith is a guy in his probably like early 50s, big muscly guy, tan, looks like he's worked in a forge his entire life, and he's got a young man with him that's kind of his apprentice helping out, as he's the young man's kind of like holding the blade at one on the anvil, and he's kind of hitting it hard. As he hits, as you come around the corner, they just large just shower of sparks comes from this red hot weapon, as he has kind of this helmet kind of mask over that he kind of flips up as you come over. Could I help you?
Yes, hello, my name is Lyston. I'm here at the behest of the mayor, I believe. He said you could possibly help furnish us with a few things for the investigating this creature that is dealing with the ocean, making it hazardous. I have a few things that I would like to get done, and a few things if you can manage them.
He's listening to you as you're talking, and the young man that's holding the still red hot steel blade on the anvil is looking at you with this like and to the point where he lets go of the weapon itself, and it clatters to the ground with this he kind of like sizzling on the ground, and the blacksmith's like, pick it up, go in the back, and he's like, oh shit, and he kind of like scrambles and grabs it, and he's like does a couple of back glances at you, and the forge guy kind of takes off the mask and kind of wipes his hands off. He's like, I'm sorry about him. He's a little green.
No worries. That's actually the kind of greeting I'm much more accustomed to. I've learned a lot about that in Sharn.
Oh, really? Well, you said you needed tools for hunting the monster out in the bay?
Yes, hopefully you can furnish us with a few harpoons, if not the weapon itself, maybe just the points, and we can work on getting the shaft ourselves. If possible, I would also like to commission a few broad arrowheads. I'm sure you've encountered those before.
Yeah.
And if you have a spare horseshoe, I would greatly appreciate it. Just the one.
Oh, I've got plenty of those if you need some. And he'll like hand one over, and he says, and for the harpoons, we've got harpoons that are meant for like fishing smaller game. That work, or do you need something a little bigger?
Well, actually, smaller game would actually be quite helpful. I fish and hunt a little myself, so that would be useful just on the land. But no, I fear we might need something a little more heavy duty.
I can commission something. I can have it done. I can put it on kind of rush here, and since you're helping us out, and I can have that ready by tomorrow.
That would do nicely, thank you.
So, how many javelins do you need, or harpoons do you need?
Let's see, we've got I think 3 or 4 if possible. If it's not too much of an issue, of course. I know things can be a little difficult crafting things. I craft occasionally myself, although nothing with iron.
Okay. And the arrowheads, you just need the arrowheads, not actual arrows?
No.
Shastry if you need.
As you can see from myself, I'm quite large. The just gestures to the bow. It requires fairly large arrows, and I'm able to make use of my own arrow shaft. And he just pulls out one of these like 4-foot long arrows.
It's quite the beauty. I haven't seen a weapon like that since. He kind of like glances down a little bit. It's like, not in a long time.
Maybe once we get done with this job, you can tell me a little more about that.
Maybe. Yeah. Normally I charge for something like this, but as you guys are helping us out, I'm sure Zog would not like me charging our heroes. He doesn't say it condescendingly. He's just gonna like.
No, I understand. Normally I wouldn't ask this of you without the offering payment. I know the craftsmen need payment, but I'm actually short on coin myself. So hopefully this is a good trade. And once we get things done, get a little more coin, I will come back to actually pay you for things.
No worries about that. I'll get my money out of Zog.
Get that.
And yeah, he kind of like goes through and gets you how many arrowheads did you want?
Oh, just about 10.
Yeah. And then as he gets done, you see him kind of turn around. Seth, Get your ass out here. We got work to do. The kid comes out. They start to work, and
Young man,
he-
before I go,
he's kind of like he's listening to the blacksmith. Yes, yes.
He reaches up into his hair and pulls out one of the day's flowers.
eh, just a small moment though. Keep it safe, but be sure to listen.
Uh, yes. Thank you. I will.
Yeah, with that, Lyslyn's gonna wander away. Although he's not gonna head back to the tavern. He's actually gonna go ahead and like sprint towards the bay, just kind of like to get a view of the area beforehand.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing while he's at the blacksmith?
I am going to go, and the curiosity can't be contained. I'm going to go check around the town as well for things
Okay.
that interest Kale.
Okay. You looking for anything specific, or are you just trying to get a lay of the town?
Try a lay of the town. Also, maybe catch a glimpse of the bay, as well as see some of the people there indiscriminately.
I'm sorry. What was that? That last part?
Just kind of meet some of the people in the town and things
Okay.
like that.
Yeah. As you are walking through town and just kind of looking around, you a number of people like strike up conversation with you. They are wanting to like know all about you and like, oh, where are you from? Oh, you're blah blah blah. Here you talk. Here you're gonna help us defeat the monster that's in the bay. Blah blah blah. They're all just super friendly, super kind. People offer you like food that they have. They offer you like, oh, do you need some new shoes? We can resell what you have. Oh, they're all just super generous.
It's a bit new for Kel, but really, I am just trying to mingle and try to be, I guess, the more approachable one out of all of us.
Yeah. You meet a couple of families of varying sizes and number, and you get this town's been around for a while, and it is a fairly successful fishing village, as they have kind of a market on this specific. You find it's a special kind of trout that is very unique to this area, that has a unique taste to it, and when cooked in a certain way is a delicacy, especially in the more higher up popular areas of Sharn, where one of them kind of is like, honestly, there's plenty of them there, but they just kind of stay in this region, and the people in Sharn, the higher up, the people that reside in like the high districts and the Sky Reach, they pay a lot of money because they think it's rare. Kind of is.
So it's up around Sharn.
The people that pay for it. Like
Yeah,
we fish it here, and then they come and
Okay.
trade with us.
Okay. Okay. Hmm. And how do you cook it exactly?
And he kind of goes through a process. It's done with a local. They also do mix in certain like local herbs and spices and whatnot that they kind of present with the fish itself. That kind of adds towards it. He's like, but they do it all sorts of different ways there, and we actually have a few farms where we collect their eggs because people are weird and like that as well.
Yeah, I've heard that's a bit of a thing.
But hey, they pay a lot of money for it, so
Hey, you know,
we can't complain.
gotta do what you gotta do when it comes to, it's an honest living and taking money from, mostly dishonest people isn't the worst thing you could do,
Mm-hmm. People in Shark got plenty of money.
Yeah, yeah.
You ever been there? It's insane
scam.
there.
Yeah, I can't say it's my favorite kind of town, not to be honest with you, but, it's the only big city I've really been to. This is probably second biggest. So,
You haven't been to many towns then, I see.
no, I'm kind of a country bumpkin, as I was called. So,
What
I
about?
mean-
Sorry, go ahead.
we have our own interest. We have our own interesting things where I'm from, but nothing that makes money, unfortunately.
Oh, Hale is getting to know the townspeople. Violet, Air. What do you guys?
I'm gonna go shopping.
Shopping, okay. You.
Oh, yeah, just do her first.
I was gonna say, you staying with her? Are you going with her, or are you
Are
staying?
you
I'm
gonna
not.
come with me?
No, I'm gonna do something else.
Okay.
I'm going on my own little mission. I'm gonna
What
go
would you
cause
like
trouble.
to shop for?
Want to see if there's like any like little metaphysical shops, like witchy shops, like with the herbs and the enchanted thing.
Okay. Make a. We'll make an investigation check.
Okay. Come on. Oh, natural 20.
There you go.
Plus 2, 22.
22. Yeah, you easily find a small shack that has a symbol on top of it that is that you recognize yourself as kind of this general symbol that kind of is used for people that have that more kind of like spiritual center to their belief systems, and something that you recognize right away. You walk inside, and it is a half elf woman that is in, you guessing maybe her, from the look of her, to her later 20s, but dark straight hair, a little pale, but she has very vibrant green eyes, and you can tell by looking at her hands that there's like stains and whatnot from working with a lot of like herbs and the light like that. And she's wearing very loose clothing, not necessarily baggy, just a lot of flowing, a lot of folds to it. And as you enter in, there's a little ding on the door, and you get that immediate smell of all of the different things that you recognize, the earthy tones and pungent smells of all sorts of different herbs and flowers. And she looks up immediately from where she's working at the desk, currently grinding in a mortar and pestle. She's, welcome. What could I help you with, my dear?
Hi. Do you by chance sell incense?
Oh, I have plenty. And she goes over and she's like, I make it myself. And she goes through and she like talks about like all the different ingredients that she uses from all the different local flowers, and she even collects from certain traders that pass through town for special stuff that she can't collect around here. And then she grinds it up and makes the mixture, and then pours it over the candlesticks and whatnot to make the incense.
Okay. Violet will like look at each of the incense, and she's looking for like something that is like frankincense-y.
Okay, easy enough to find. She has a couple of options in that regard that she's willing to sell, and she says she'll sell you a bundle of 5 sticks for 5 copper, so basically a copper a piece.
Okay. Yeah, she wants the frankincense one, and she wants dragon's blood. And
Dragon's
she
blood.
will grab
I knew that.
5 of
I don't know why I knew. I was thinking that.
Dragon's blood sounds expensive.
It's just a certain type. I've smelled
No,
it before.
I have some right there.
Yeah.
It is basically frankincense with just a little bit added to it.
How much of each would you
That-
like?
10 copper. I just want 5 of each.
All right.
And
She does try to
she's
offer
gonna be
you
like,
certain.
"Did you get?
She
There
does.
you go."
She does offer like if you're looking for certain protection things, she'll like go over to kind of this area where she'll pull open a very ornate box that has a number of different sizes and shapes of like crystals and things that she has available, and she'll kind of like go through, not necessarily knowing you know what you're talking about. She'll like go through like, oh, this one does this. This one is this meant for this kind of protection. This one will help for clarity of mind, and she kind of goes through a couple of these. She's trying to like sell them to you.
Do you have anything like really interesting, like really obscure, super unique?
Maybe, if you're interested.
Well, I wouldn't ask if I wasn't interested, would I?
Some people kind of they question sometimes the validity of some of the arts, but I can tell that you're a practitioner yourself.
She just pulls out her tarot cards.
Well, I do have something a little interesting, and she goes back behind the counter and kind of kneels down. You hear a little like jingling of keys, and then she pulls out this small box, and she sets it on the counter, and then it's probably about like the size of my palm, and she opens it ever so slightly, just kind of in like a show, and on the inside is a small stone crystal that's got this. It's a dark purple, but it has hues of green in it. But it is shaped in a dodecahedron, and it's got perfect cuts and everything. And she says, "This is where people don't necessarily believe me, but I will tell you honestly, without any kind of falsehood, this was retrieved from the earth like this, and it looks perfectly handmade, but it is perfect facets all around. And it's as she kind of like lifts it into the light, you can see some of the green kind of shimmer and the purple. She's like, no one believes me that this was not hand carved, but this was retrieved from the earth this way."
Can I touch it?
Yes, you may.
Okay.
She just sort of looks at it. Does it feel weird?
It's very smooth, and it has kind of like a shimmer, almost like a polish to the sides of it as you kind of move it around, and it's just got a very beautiful, that purple and green kind of mixing and changing as it moves through the light. It almost looks like it could be transparent all the way, but it looks like there's kind of a fogginess to it at the same time.
So it looks like it's fluorite.
Mhm.
Okay. She like peers up from the crystal with like this mischievous look on her face, like, how much you want for it?
I don't necessarily. I'm willing to sell. I just want to make sure it's going to go to someone who is going to appreciate it, which you do seem you are going to. I'll sell it for. I know it could be kind of pricey, but it is a one of a kind item. 70 gold.
70 gold. Come on, though. I'm about to save your town.
She's like, what?
Yeah, you know the thing that's been eating all the fishermen? Well, my group, we've got to go and kill the thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, it's the case. I can give it to you for free. I know there's probably a few people in town that are just
would
giving
you
things
really?
away. No. But I dropped down to 50.
Oh man, 50's still a pretty steep price. It is a nice piece though.
Very much is. It's brought me some good luck in the past.
30 gold.
Make a persuasion.
What is my persuasion? Oh, unnatural 20. 17 plus 3.
40.
40. 37. $37 in a card reading.
Sure.
Okay.
And she
How
rolled
much is 37 in platinum?
3 platinum and 7 gold.
Okay.
3.7
I hand her
basically.
3 platinum and 7 gold.
As you're getting that out, she like takes the gem back and puts it into the box, and then she then wraps it in this. It looks kind of like weave together, kind of coarse hair that you recognize pretty easily as like horsehair.
Lyson would like to know her location.
And she wraps it very nicely, and once you pay the 3 platinum, she will hand it to you. But as like you go to grab it, she kind of like puts her hand on it. She's like, "You're reading?"
I'll get out my cards. Okay. What do you want to ask the cards?
Oh, I'll wave it in front of like a little bit of the incense she has burning.
Mm-hmm.
Just to cleanse the cards.
Says, I came to this village from a town to the north, shortly after the morning, and it devastated a town that I was in, and I had to relocate. I don't have anyone, unfortunately, and I came to this village, and I'm kind of all by myself, and my life was ruined by the morning, by the war that was happening, and I want to know. I want to know if that's going to be the end of things, or is something going to get better or worse? I don't know. It's on my mind at all times.
Okay.
All right. So she pulls out a card, and I love this deck so much because it just gives me like the most accurate fucking cards for like even in game. But she got the 8 of Swords, and basically, so in this card, you see that the depiction of the woman, they're in a difficult situation. They're blindfolded and tied up, and she is surrounded by a circle of swords. Her coven mates surround the outside of the situation. They are there for support, but not for direct help. She is imprisoned and must find her own way out. The exit is unblocked and right in front of her, but she has no way of knowing that. You may be feeling alone and powerless. While this is a situation you must face alone, your loved ones are with you in spirit and will help whenever and however they can. Most importantly, your way out is not difficult. Continue walking confidently on your path and it will take you straight to freedom.
Damn.
She immediately beams up in happiness. It's like, oh, that's wonderful. Thank you very much. I can't tell you how much weight that lifts off of me. I've been.
Why are my card readings always more accurate in game?
Power D&D.
Oh, yeah. That was great. I love this deck so much.
Yeah, that's great. I love this entire bit.
I'm having fun just listening.
She kind of grabs your hand and holds it tight and says, Thank you very much for that. That was more than worth it. I appreciate it.
No problem. It's what I do.
My name is Valerie, by the way.
Valerie. Sorry, I couldn't help it. Would you like a cup of tea before I go?
Of course I would. I actually have some brewing in the back if you'd like some.
Yes, please.
And she brings out it's a very tasty tea, not strong or anything. And she asks if you want to add anything, but it's the straight herbal tea that she makes, and it's got a very it's kind of a mix of a strong taste with a softer aftertaste that is just really enjoyable.
Does she sell teas?
She's like, I do actually sell some of this. I have tea bags that I make myself.
I will totally grab some of that.
Of course, and she has kind of like a bag of tea bags that she will sell each one for about $1.
Each bag of tea
Mhm.
bags, or
But
each
they
tea
come-
bag?
Each like bag of tea bags, and there's about
Okay.
20 bags in each.
20 times tea bags. What kind of tea is it?
I don't know teas.
Mystery
You
Pat.
suck.
Mystery Pat.
Earl Grey.
No.
No.
Sleepy time.
All of them are different.
We're gonna
Rose.
say they're blooming teas because that's what I want in my life.
We'll go with that.
Which means they're not in bags. They're like bags of flower buds.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I unfortunately am not a tea drinker myself, so that is one area of knowledge I have no experience in.
DM homework. Learn your teas.
Gotcha. I'll have to do. And you know what? I'm gonna probably sit down and look at all the different teas, so I have that knowledge for later.
You'll have to taste them all.
I can link you a PDF with different like canon D&D teas.
Fucking do it, man.
Oh my god, yes. Please. Okay, yeah, so we have tea.
Yeah, she sits down and talks about it, and she talks about how she actually had family in Kyre. That unfortunately she doesn't know if they're actually dead or not. She hasn't heard anything from them in the past couple of years since the morning happened. She obviously can't go there herself; it's dangerous. And she's been distraught and had to move away from the village because it was just pure chaos as people were running, afraid that the walls were going to expand. People are still afraid of that. And so I came here. I didn't want to go to Sharn. It's too big of a city for me. But
Yeah, Sharn sucks. Sharn really sucks.
Yeah.
There's
You're
some
in a
mean
grease for
guys
no
there.
reason and at a completely different place.
We're just like
They
sitting
kinda
there,
doesn't
and then
kill
we just
people,
kind of
right?
feel it. Yeah.
We just feel it. Yep, Sharn sucks. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sharn's terrible. We don't like Sharn at all.
seems I made the right decision. And looks like, according to your reading, I have to continue down my path.
Think you'll be fine. I mean, the whole village got a tower moment, but you're gonna be fine.
Oh, really? And she's just like, a concerned look on her face, just understanding what that means. She's like,
Yeah.
well, I'm glad you guys came
Yeah.
around. There's others with you.
Yeah, there's like another one of me, and then there's like this big horse dude, and he's kind of cool, but he's like a little big. And then
Just a little.
there's this guy with like fire on his head, and I don't really know much about him, honestly. He just kind of appeared out of nowhere. Then there's this blue chick, and she's kind of cool. We kind of like her. And then there's Kale. And then there's Kale.
You see, as you're
Love
like
that.
as you're
And then there's
describing
Kale.
this, as you're describing these characters, do you see her kind of have this like look? She's
What?
man with fiery hair. You said correct.
Mm-hmm.
And would this horse man happen to be a centaur?
Yeah, probably.
Is there another like you? Fair.
Well, yeah, there's another one of me. Yeah.
She kind of like sits back a little bit. She's just like staring at you now. Like it's more of like before she's like making eye contact, making conversation, but now she's like looking you over, not like a weird, necessarily like hungry way, but she's just like it's an awestruck type of way. And
Are you good?
I had a reading of my own the other day. I was doing it for myself. And I was trying to basically answer the same question I asked you. But something else came of it. And I got about halfway through the reading when I had a strong vision of the people you described. When you came into the shop, I've met other fairy folk of yourself. And I thought nothing much of it, but that's uncanny.
Are we gonna die? Again?
I mean, I don't know for sure. There's something there. And she's like, I did this reading about 6 days ago. I couldn't sleep. And it was a strange sensation. I just felt I had to.
How many days has it been since we died?
6.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, that's about the time that we died. Yeah.
Well, it's been 6 days since you woke up.
Oh. Right.
That's interesting. What exactly happened in your vision? Did you just like see us or like what?
It was some odd flashes, and I saw the lot of you surrounded by these strange crystals. They almost looked like dragon shards, but they looked kind of off. I'm not exactly sure how to describe them. And you would know from being in this material plane for a little while that dragon shards are special material that can be found throughout the land that have special magical properties to them, that they have lore and history that supposedly link them to the beginning of creation and stuff like that, but they're used by all sorts for different magical means depending on the type that they are. You were surrounded by these. You were all together. I didn't make out much more past that. It was a bit of a shock.
Yeah, that's a little bit weird. That's a little bit strange. I wonder what that all has to do with you. Do you know any hags?
Are we talking old women?
No,
Like hags, like
Oh.
with the big nose and the.
Yeah, no, I stay away from creatures like that. Those are dangerous beings that they like to
You're
be.
not a hag, are you?
I mean, I could say no, as
Somewhere
much as you'll believe me.
I think Wise One is
Insight check.
Could ask her 2 more times.
Oh, Lord. It's like a cop. They have to tell you if they're a cop.
They have to identify themselves.
No, I gotta ask.
Oh, my insight
Ask 3
is
times.
I said
They have
23.
to answer truthfully if you ask them 3 times.
23.
23. she seems completely honest. She seems normal. You can see the points on her, the softer points on her ear that denotes her half elven heritage. And
Don't think you're a hag.
thank you. No, I practice the arts just like many people do, but I stay away from the darker sides of things that those hags delve into.
So what happened, basically, right? I feel like I could tell you because we're like homies now. But what happened was we died, right? We got beaten up and like fucking killed, right? And then we woke up in the dirt after hearing in our heads, I'm not done with you, blah blah blah. And then like we fucking had to dig our way out of our graves. And then when we got up, there was like this big hag looking thing, and she was like and then turned into like this chick, and she was like, hi, my mom's not done with you yet, you gotta serve my mom, and you're dead but not dead. Bam.
She's like, she kind of like watching this in kind of like shock, and then she's like, do you mind if I do a cleansing?
I think you could try, but I really don't think it's gonna help at this point.
She's like
I did
immediately
tell
goes and
everybody that I
grabs.
totally took this. I already took the sage around everybody while they were sleeping. Like, I just don't think, I think what's done is done.
It's like, well, she's like, oh, she like kind of like grabs her own sage, and she grabs this like crystal that she and she's like, could you hold this? And kind of hold it in your palm, and then she kind of like lights the sage and starts to kind of walks around you a little bit and sits down after a few moments of it, and she's just
No, before she sits down, she's like walking around me with her sage and shit, and I'm just like, oh.
Love it.
Oh man.
Just kidding.
She's oh.
Just kidding.
And afterwards, she holds her hand up, but she has a cloth over her hand as she asks for the crystal back.
Here you go.
Oh God, what was that crystal for?
She
You didn't
she
like take my
puts
soul
it-
or nothing,
puts
did
it
you?
in there and kind of like wraps it, and she kind of puts it away. And I'm just like, oh no, it's just don't want to touch that after it's absorbed what it has from you. So it's don't need to pass that on if there is anything there. I hope things work out better for you.
Do you want me to bring my friends in here so you can like do it too? You could have like 6 little crystals filled with shit.
If they're willing. I only have couple more of those. But they take
So
time.
then I should probably ask you what it does before I let you do it. But
Well, it absorbs the negative energies that kind of can surround us and fill us up, and it locks it away in the crystal, but it takes time to actually dissipate. So I can only use them so often.
There. Okay. Well, thank you for the tea, and hope you didn't steal my soul, because apparently it belongs to a hag, and that would be invoking her wrath. But yeah, okay.
You're gonna terrify this woman without even trying.
She kind of like, I hope that's not the case, but thank you.
I need so much more
If
of this
she
encounter
does
in my life.
come, just like send me a message, and we'll come and fuck her up.
Noted. I will definitely.
Okay.
While this is happening with Violet, Merrick, what are you doing?
I would like to look for somebody who potentially has a herbalism kit that I could purchase or acquire.
Easily enough, and they're willing to give it to you for free.
Cool. Anybody willing to give me like enough materials to make one potion?
That they will charge a little for, but it will be kind of like discounted a little bit as they figure out who you are, obviously. And instead of 25 gold for the ingredients, it'll be 15.
I have 10.
They will give it. They will give you
That's
one.
my counter
worth-
offer.
They will give you one worth of it for 10.
All right, I'll take it. And then I want to look around and see if there's any sort of shop or something that practices arcane in ways. And then, unbeknownst to me, because I don't know what Violet's doing, I also want to look for somebody who specializes in crystals.
Right.
He'll be chilling in the crystal shop when you get there. Because I also want to get like a little fucking pack of like beginner's herbs, salt, all that sort of shit.
Okay.
So that I don't have to be like.
Make a investigation check, Merrick.
That's going to be a 19.
A 19. You don't find any
Yeah.
place that practices arcane here, but you do end up at the same crystal shop that Violet is at. And so, near the end of the conversation that you were having with Valerie, Violet, the door ding, 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 opens up, and you see Merrick walk in.
You're just in time. Here, hold one of these crystals.
Oh, and I will take the crystal.
And she kind of like, if you don't mind, are you? And she kind of like, as she's about to ask that, she realizes she's looking at you. She's like, wow.
He's dead.
Like, looks to Violet, looks back. Says, you a Genasi?
Dead.
Of sorts, yes. You could call me that.
It's fascinating. I've only heard of your people. I always kind of dreamed of meeting them. The pure elemental energy that suffuses them has always been fascinating to me. She's a little enamored a little bit, and but she's if you don't mind, yes, your friend here. I was talking with her. She was telling me a little bit about what you guys have been through. I thought I could help at least a little bit with a cleansing.
A cleansing, I don't know if I need that per se, but I could use the knowledge of crystals.
Of course, I have a plethora of them. What specifically were you looking for?
I was wondering if you had some sort of, I don't know, thing I could set a crystal in that helps act as a conduit for its energy. Something to help draw out the energy of a crystal.
Yes, I have a few facets that I could part with that might be able to help with that. Well, it might help me a little bit to understand exactly what you're trying to do.
Unfortunately, that's not something I can share at this moment.
All right. Well, she kind of goes through and she pulls out a few different objects. She pulls out stuff that would make you could like wrap around to make like a necklace. She has a few like boxes if you want to like store it. She has for drawing out specifically. She has some fine metal, like a very thin, fine metal, kind of like rods that she's like, if you want to, you can shape this around them, and this could help amplify or draw out. And she kind of pulls out a plethora of different things.
What would
Not
you
really.
want for one of those rods?
These, well, they are, they're not easy to make, not necessarily expensive. They just take a little while. So I'd say each one probably about a couple silver.
I currently don't have any money at the moment. I came from very far away, but after this job of ours helping your town, I would gladly pay that. If you could hold on to one of those for me.
Of course. there anything else?
No, that is all I need at this moment. Thank you.
Did
Can I ask a kind of an odd favor?
Of course.
Can I? She kind of like holds out her hand. She's like, can I hold your hand?
Yes. It is very, very warm.
Mm-hmm. And she kind of like kind of jerks away from it, flinches away from it for a second, but then she kind of holds it, and she kind of like she's looking at it, and then she flips her hand over, kind of gently rolls up your sleeve a little bit, and just kind of looks at your hand and to your wrist, and kind of like runs her hands across a couple of the lines. And she's well. She kind of looks over at Violet.
It's like,
You, the two of you and your companions. I don't know exactly what is ahead of you, but what is beyond what I can understand myself. But it is immense, to say the least. It's the best way I can describe it.
are we
I
gonna
can
have a
agree to that.
tower moment?
I don't know about a tower moment, but immense is the right word I would use.
Is there anything else I can help with either of you? You have both made this a fated day.
Do you have any books detailing dragon shards?
Really? 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 You're gonna ask that now, Merrick? You're gonna ask that? Mm,
Yes.
mm. You don't know what I know. But do you?
I can tell you that he's asking for a very different reason. It is. I can guarantee.
don't know that.
You don't. You know it, but I can guarantee that it is. So you're Violet saying this. You're not saying this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I apologize. I thought you were like accusing him of metagaming. Like, no. I
No.
know why he's asking. Okay. She's like,
Merrick just looks to her like, I don't know what you know. Or I could,
I know.
maybe.
I see you. You're trying to do a dark ritual, aren't you? I fucking see you.
Not so much dark.
Well, we're not all laying down in the middle of your circle.
That's okay, you don't have to.
Okay, good. Fucking see you.
she's like, she's kind of like looking at this interaction. She's like, I have a couple. They are kind of personal to me.
I won't take them. I was just wondering if I could peruse through them.
Of course, yes. And she brings them out, and they're small books that kind of talk about some history, and they talk about different kinds of crystals. And one thing they do kind of go through is the different kinds of dragon shards that reside. There's the Kyber, Cybers, and another one. I always forget the third one.
I don't remember either offhand.
Yes, there are three different dragon shards. There's one that's more commonly found by just digging up into the ground. There's one that's found in volcanic areas that you are familiar with. And there are the ones that supposedly fall from the sky. That are very rare.
Ask her if she is okay with me taking notes.
Of course.
I will note all about the volcanic ones. Those are the only ones I care for at the moment.
Doesn't give too much information, and it just says like these kind of type of crystals are mostly found in volcanic areas, and they're used for these specific things, these specific rituals, and that they are, if I remember correctly, I might have to retcon this, but if I remember correctly, these ones specifically are used for the trapping of elemental energy and power, and used in the use of like airships and the lightning rails.
That works for me. Perfect. I will finish my notes and I will thank her, I will nod to Violet, and I will head back towards the tavern that we were at.
Wait for me. And she speeds out the door. Bye, T-Buddy.
Bye, Violet.
T-Buddy.
Kale and Shioran. Anything you guys wanted to do as all this is happening? Well, Kale's talking with people. Shioran, what were you doing?
How far away is the ocean from the city? Like,
A couple miles.
okay, so I
you
could
said,
just
like, 2
travel up there.
miles.
Alright.
You what?
No, I was just if I would be able to just walk up there, I would have. But that's something I can't do.
You can smell the ocean at the very least, so that's something.
It smells like home.
But yeah, so as we circle back, Lyslin, you go outside of town and you kind of get a lay of the land, and you can see that it continues out a couple of miles, and then you can see it kind of dips down. You obviously can't see the shore itself, but it dips down towards where the water is, and then just the sea just kind of opens up from there out to the horizon. And is there anything else you wanted to do out there?
If I were to sprint / like travel at a fast pace, do you think I could get there before sundown?
Easily, yeah. It might be dark by the time you get back, but
Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, I'd like to head over there and maybe see if I can find any seagulls or anything.
all right. So you start heading that direction. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Air, what were you going to do?
It was boring, so it didn't really matter. Yeah, I have decided, since it is not possible in the real world, Air is just gonna go up, fly up, and just like lay on a cloud and just like soak in the sun and
All right.
like chill in the sky.
You
And
have
I
an,
can
you
actually
have
lay
an
on the cloud.
audience of people watching you as you go up, because you're quite a spectacle up in the sky as you're kind of this shiny little, like almost like a star at that point as you're going up to the clouds.
Yeah, and then I just lay on it and just like look up, contemplating
It's
my life.
it's a very peaceful, because you're gonna get away and you're accompanied by nothing but the wind, and it's almost kind of like a separate world that you're familiar with, especially versus what you're used to in Char. It's just constant noise and constant clatter, constant people. Where this is almost deafening in its silence in comparison.
Yeah, that's all she's gonna do.
So yeah, Lyslin is heading out towards the shore.
If I'd known that, I would have gone with him, but I didn't.
It's okay. Lyslin,
Yeah,
you
to
get
be
out.
entirely fair, Leslin didn't say much besides, I'm going to the blacksmith.
Yeah. You get out to the shore about at a full sprint. You're breathing kind of heavily by the time you get there. It takes you about a good about 20 minutes or so to get out there. But once you do, you kind of see a lay of the land a little bit more. There's a large beach area that kind of curves around in this bay, goes on for quite a ways in both directions. But you do see an area where a number of docks have been set up, probably about a good 15 or 20 of them that have been set up, and there's boats and whatnot out there that are racked up, but no one is actually out at the docks at the moment.
Do I see any like seagulls or anything in the sky or along the beach?
Yeah, you see some, and some of them are just kind of like floating on the airstreams as they're just kind of gliding along. You see a couple bobbing out in the very shallow water.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and speak with animals, crumble up some rations, and just yell out, I've got some food if you can answer a little bit of question for me.
You call out, and some of them ignore you, but a couple kind of drop down, and they kind of like they hop towards you and are kind of like, what? Food?
Yes.
If you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a little bit about the water if things have been going a little strange, and I will, in exchange, I give you food.
Food. Yeah. Strange food.
I'll scatter a couple of pieces of like really dried
Mine?
out hardtack.
Mine.
Boing, boing.
Mine.
And the couple of them kind of like go at it a little bit, and you actually get a third one that comes in as I say, it's like they're getting food, and they're just eating at the moment.
So, fewer people have been going on in the ocean, fewer fish guts for you to look at, eat, steal. I'm not sure what you do. Do you have any idea of what's going on in the water? Surely something tries to eat you too every now and then, yes?
Two legs haven't been here in a while. Something big. Sea wolf.
Sea wolf.
See, interesting.
Sharp teeth. Fly away when it comes. And then one of the other ones kind of looks at his pack. They come in packs.
And this is what I wanted to do, except with fish.
And you get the third one. Says, but this one bigger. This one angry. By himself.
Thank you for the information. This helps a great deal. I don't really have much else for you, so here. And he just like scatters the rest of the hardtack, the nuts all around. There's a few like really chewed on bits of jerky in there too that they might fight over.
Oh, yeah, it's a little mine, and then like grabbing at each other, like caught each other, snap at each other, they grab one. Yeah. It's a bit of a frenzy as more of them show up afterwards, so you're kind of collecting a
Mine?
After that, he's gonna go ahead and wander over to one of the closest docks.
Okay. Kind of walk on. It's kind of that and kind of weighing down underneath your hooves as you move out just on the edge of it.
Sea wolf.
He looks around, just kind of like scanning if there's any thing that they kind of left out like haphazardly, any like lobster traps, nets, anything that might be broken, discarded, might not be missed.
Make a perception check.
Okay. 22.
22. As you're looking around, you do see a couple of you notice as you're kind of looking around that this area has recently been what looks like actually like kind of tossed. At first it maybe looked like there's like looters, weird, but it looks like it wasn't someone searching for something. It looked like someone was like just busting through stuff, and you notice near one of the areas where there kind of was a setup of all these cages that seem to have either held some sort of sea creatures, traps of some kind, that a number of them are busted open, and you see a print in the sand, and it is one that you have not seen before. It is very large. It's webbed, but it has claws and pads at the same time. You see a few of them that are kind of pressed into the sand near this area, and they seem to have come from the water.
So we can bring
See
this
what
thing
we
out of the
can do.
water.
Lysan's gonna make a mental note of how these pads are. I'm going to assume since he's fairly adept at hunting, he's probably able to describe a pad fairly easily.
Mhm.
With that,
It's
yeah.
a weird mix. It looks like a large, like wolf paw, but it has webbing. It's very odd.
Okay, yeah. Taking note of that, just kind of like examining the surroundings, having done what he wants to, he's gonna go ahead and leisurely stroll back to the village.
What are the rest of you doing while Lyslin is making his way back?
I think
Just
me and
walking
Merrick are
back.
just making our way back too.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be heading back as well.
You guys would eventually all get back to the Red Cliff overlook area. Are you staying up in the air, or are you?
Oh yeah, I'm staying up.
Okay.
But
So
we don't have message to send messages to you.
I have message.
Well,
But you
okay,
don't.
that
Down
works.
pretty probably anyways, because she's up in the
But she,
cloud.
but if she's up at the cloud, she's a little far away, out of range of message.
Sending then.
But yeah, so eventually 4 of you end up back at the tavern at the Red Cliff Overlook.
About what time is it?
By the time you guys get back done with your shopping, it's probably about like 6 or 7. The sun's setting at this point,
Food time.
which they provide no cost. Whatever you'd like, and whatever they can provide.
I'm gonna allow them to like recommend something because like I still don't know a lot about the food on the surface. So
Darren kind of looks at you. He's like, it'd be offensive if I served you seafood.
why would that be offensive?
No reason. I'll give what I got. And we'll go in the back and
Make sure you give her a little bit of something else that's maybe not quite of the sea, so she can experience a few more things.
Yes,
noted.
sir.
Yeah.
I do want to try new stuff.
Would you like some lamb?
Yes.
Yes, I guess.
Baby sheep.
He will go and get some of that and cook it up, and you can start to smell as it's getting cooked from the back. It's that delicious meat smell, and brings it out, and whatever you guys will ask for specifically, he will do his best to provide.
Yeah, not gonna be a bit judgmental, Blue. But do you even know what sheep are?
No.
Okay, I'm not telling you.
They're cute and white and fluffy.
As she's describing that, you're remembering the herd of cute, fluffy animals that were outside the town.
Like those things outside
They're
the town.
those.
Oh.
Yeah, they're those, but they're baby ones.
If they get in a stampede, they'll kill you. Watch out.
Wait,
I
where
watched
is
a man
the baby
get
ones
chased off a
taste
cliff
better.
with one of those, and he didn't make it.
Love it.
I'm a little trapped between both these two weird things that you two have said. Babies and someone got killed by one.
Killed by a bunch.
By a
Yeah,
bunch.
but by a stampede of them.
She was just like, I can't really pay attention to both of you at the same time. So,
But
why are we eating babies and...
Because they taste better than the adult ones.
I'm assuming Lyslin walks in. Why are we eating babies? They taste better than the adults. Okay, very fucking in me.
hey, we got another one. Why are we eating babies?
Yeah, I'm tweeting that right now.
Hey, that's sweet.
Why are we...
Yeah, this conversation, this happened, and then Darren comes in. with
Sharon's
food.
a little perturbed now.
Does she take a bite of it though?
Well, I mean, it would be a waste at this point of a life if I don't, so.
As she takes to bite, Violet's like, wee!
Can I do something too?
Go for it.
I'm gonna try to cast Prestidigitation without Shiora noticing, and just spruce up the flavor of it, so it's one of the best things she's ever tasted.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Perception?
What's your passive perception?
13.
Let me see what my sleight of hand is. I accidentally.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Violet is a
Making
little
you
bit
have a
more
drink.
unhinged than I intended.
Perfectly utilizing cantrip is what we're doing.
Yep.
Okay. That's gonna be a 19.
Yeah, I don't notice it.
Yeah, no. You bite into this thing as Violet is creating this like wah sound as you're biting into it, and it's first it's like, oh god, but then you like bite and it's like, oh god, it's amazing.
Sharon has a little bit of a tear come out, but at the same time, she can't stop eating.
So that's why we eat babies.
So that's why we eat babies.
Hey, sometimes you know can't get too attached to these things because at some point it's got to go. You know.
Fuck's sakes.
Kayla, you dive into the food yourself, and it's to your taste, it's quite well done. Not well done, but it is done well.
Yeah, if it was well done.
I was
Kel would
about
be
to say,
like,
get
hey,
the chicken, you
kick down the
bastard.
freaking kitchen door. It's like someone needs to learn how to cook lamb.
Does air come back at all? Okay.
I would
So-
go to find her.
Where's Air?
As Violet's like,
Uh, give me a minute.
Maybe she's up in the air.
Yeah, no.
That
Wow.
doesn't
I'd be
make sense.
surprised at that.
What a guess.
I really did actually shed a tear from all the laughter, by the way.
So let the two little ones get back. I'll get a little bit of information. I checked out the scene. Very interesting things.
Like
Uh,
what?
the Violet, as you go up in the air, it is for you quite easy to spot your sister. Sorry, keep saying sister, cousin.
My sister's dead.
Sister's dead. I apologize.
Spirit
I mean,
Your
my
cousin
cousin's
is
dead too,
Yeah.
but
You have cousins that are dead.
Quite easy to spot your cousin up in the air.
Yeah, I do shine.
she just like, she flies up and like puts her hand behind her back and does the little like swinging on her feet thing, like what you doing?
I'm like,
Even though
Slay.
she's in air.
yeah. I'm like, cute. Just laying here, just chilling.
Are you gonna come and eat?
No, I don't think so.
Sharon's eating babies.
That seems right.
Yeah.
Oh God. Sharon
You have to
sneezes.
try it. You have to try it at some
It
point,
was-
you know.
Honestly, it was really quite a feat. Like she just grabbed the whole baby and just like her mouth unhinged like a snake. Like-
Oh my
In this
God.
situation, it'd be more appropriate to say it unhinged like an anglerfish.
Yeah, it was just like she like let it in with this little light. It was. I just didn't know what was coming to it. It just-
Oh Lord.
Oh my god.
But
That's when we
anyway,
found out that Shiorn had the
you
same
should
cross
totally-
picture as a moray eel.
you should totally like come down and get some food. Like the food's bomb. I met this lady. Look at my rock. Look at this.
Look at
Touch
my
it.
rock.
Don't fucking touch it. Look at it. It's
I wasn't
pretty.
gonna try to touch it.
Good. Good.
I'm just
Not
like
wrong.
laying down still, like she's kind of like looking at you.
Look at it.
It's very pretty, yes.
Mm-hmm,
Well carved.
Do you want to touch it? Do you want to touch it? Ha! Too bad you're not allowed.
She doesn't even lift up her hand.
Good. Sweet. Mine. I almost hope this is cursed, so it's canon. I'm lying. I don't hope that it's cursed. Please don't curse me.
Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll
Okay.
see.
So she'll put it away. Look, I got tea. I got tea too. Tea. Oh, come and try some of this tea. It's really good.
Maybe in the morning.
Okay. Are you gonna be alright? Cause like I don't want to come outside and like find you like splattered on the floor.
I'm sure I'll be fine.
That is not worrying at all to hear
Are you
anyone say.
insight check?
Well, I can't promise I'll be okay.
That is a 25.
She's not planning on dive bombing the ground to kill herself.
Okay. Good. Excellent. Be alive in the morning. You have to be alive. I mean, like, as alive as we can be now. You have to be
Yes.
it because I need you to try this tea.
All right, yeah, of course.
Okay. Because if I get cursed, right? I need you to be there. Like I can't get cursed and like also lose you. Like,
Yeah, I
like
understand.
that. And die. Like,
Yeah, that's probably the bigger one. Yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna go make more tea, and if you
Have
feel
fun.
like, chilling, I will be there.
She just gives you a thumbs up and then like closes her eyes again.
Cool. Good talk. I'm gonna go make fun of Sharon eating babies some more. Bye.
Make fun of her for me.
I will.
You gonna make fun of that?
Some people it's funny.
Is there any?
The moment I get back inside, I'm just gonna be like, hey, baby eater.
Were you talking to me?
Yeah, you. Where? And then I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna hit the hay, y'all. I'm gonna make some tea in my room, and I'm gonna sit there on my bed. I'm gonna sip my tea, and then when I'm finished, I'm gonna put my teacup on the little side table, and then I'm gonna lay down and druid craft a marigold, and I'm just gonna like sit and look at this marigold for a second, and then I'm gonna sigh really loudly and be like, I'm just gonna like turn over and like set it on the pillow next to me and like cross my arms over myself and be like, I thought I was gonna see you again. It seems like life has other intentions. Rather cruel, isn't it? That you could die, and I'm still stuck here. And she's gonna try to sleep.
Well,
Is there anything anyone else specifically wanted to do for the rest of the night?
Yeah, seeing the two little ones kind of like not joining us. Well, I guess we'll fill them in later. So apparently there are sea wolves.
That wasn't my first guess.
And was not mine either.
do I know anything about sea wolves?
Make another nature check.
Yay! Get back here. That was not a roll. That it slipped out of my hand.
God, I didn't roll.
That's not bad. Nature. Oh boy, I moved off of my sheet. Sorry. For some reason, D&D Beyond is being slow. And we got a issue. Hang on. Yeah, D&D Beyond seems to be messing up a bit right now.
And if any of you have
It's an
mashed-
11 plus whatever my nature plus 3, so 14. Got it.
14.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, it doesn't ring any bells in your mind.
Okay.
if you have any mashed food or a piece of paper, I can draw the print that I found.
Someone's
I-
usually able to provide that. If it's not one of you, then you can use the desk Darian. And he
Yeah,
provides it.
I just ask for some paper and a pen or something.
Yeah, I
Or
recreate
charcoal.
the print. As you can see, it's got wolf prints, but also it's webbed. The seagulls say that they're very dangerous, and the one that is especially angry is really big.
Sounds fun. How much time of the day is left before we would have to rest?
You maybe got an hour and a half,
All right.
depending on when you would actually want to wake up. But yeah,
We getting a
I'm
tour of
going-
Violet's house?
I'm going to gift a potion of healing to Lyslin.
Why do you do this? He says, just holding, looking at it.
You're big, and being big makes you the first target.
Very true. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I found that out when we got ambushed inside the building.
I also taunted them, saying they couldn't hit me, so they decided to hit me.
Yes, I figured this would help. I have enough ingredients to make another one, so I don't mind parting with this one.
So, in the morning, we can look at the bay, find the seawolves, hunt the seawolves, hopefully get seawolf pelt. I'm not sure if they have that.
I don't know. It will be interesting. I have not done anything over the water in my life.
Oh, and I asked the blacksmith to make us about 4 harpoons, hopefully heavy-duty ones. They've got a few smaller ones for, hunting, I guess, fish, but I figured this is a creature bigger than a fish, so bigger harpoon.
Makes sense to me.
You found prints on the shore.
They it seemed that they went up onto the docks once everyone stopped going there, and they were tearing the place up, smashing traps, ripping nets, breaking all kinds of things that would hold sea creatures. You know how it goes. As I said, nature's probably angry at them.
Well, it might be easier to bring them up on shore then.
If
But we
that's
might not be
the
safe for sure, man.
case, I wonder if a fisherman at one point in time might have accidentally hunted one and irritated the pack.
That's a possibility.
If they're being around the same spot where they normally hunt or normally fish, perhaps one of them got caught in a net by mistake, or somebody, decided to keep the fancy prey for themselves and didn't tell anybody about it, and perhaps the one who's so angry lost a mate.
You think maybe we could speak to them diplomatically?
One of you people who can talk to animals, probably. Not something I could do.
I could try.
Make sure we have a lot of harpoons ready, just in case.
It doesn't really require a spell for sea creatures for me.
It might be something we could ask the mayor about in the morning. Maybe he could shed some light.
Maybe.
Well, everyone, good luck. I'm going to go out to the stable. If you can, hang horseshoe, iron, anything you've got on your door. It'll help keep hags away. Goodbye.
What?
What?
He is afraid of hags.
Oh, right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can understand that. I thought it was something else. Sorry.
Well, do we have anything that I could hang on my door? I don't use iron, so.
I wouldn't worry. I don't think there's any hags in the immediate area.
Okay.
Well, if you hang a sock on your door, the first person who goes through, kill them.
What's a sock?
What's this?
You know,
I
you
pull
notice
a sock
Shior.
out. I just give her like a sock.
Shiorn's not even wearing shoes. What is?
Barefooted.
Does this go
Put
on
them
your foot?
you put them on your feet.
Since you haven't been, you only have like your gear, and you have been traveling for a number of days without being able to properly wash it. It stinks.
Oh. Ugh.
Prestidigitation.
I would rather not.
I'll wave a hand quick and get rid of the odor.
I'm not
It takes
dirty.
it's not dirty. It's just you've been traveling in like a storm and mud and through the forest and whatnot, and you haven't had the chance to actually wash any of your clothes. So
Yeah.
it has a odor to it, as it were, and but yeah, it takes a few castings. But then
You ever like it's that person who just takes off that sweaty gym shoe and it's like a wop?
yeah.
Merrick smells that and immediately is like, yeah, let me take care of that.
Just saying that Shiorn could help with washing, given she has shape water and stuff.
Is there anything you guys were gonna do for the rest of the night before you headed off to bed?
Well, as we leave the table, I'm going to turn to Kaylin. Were they really babies that I just ate?
Yes. Unfortunately.
That's gonna keep me up at night.
Actually, believe it or not, I think there's something in lamb, and it kind of lets you sleep better at night. So
Oh, I hope so.
look, don't.
Whoever that was is now on stream.
It's not just.
That's one of the members of Dead Set.
It's not. Don't worry about it.
Are you certain it's not bad?
I ate it.
I guess.
Okay then. So like, why would you ask me that question in the first place?
I mean, I do trust you. You seem to know what you're talking about.
I know exactly what I'm talking about at all times. That's right.
You seem
I
the
got
most.
this world figured out.
You seem the most level-headed of everyone.
My head is level.
All right.
But- Don't worry about it. Sometimes nature is as nature does, and well, you are higher on the food chain.
I guess that's true. We do eat roe.
Yeah. Technically, yeah. So you know. So do some people. I assume. From what I heard today, so. You're in good company in this town. That's for sure. As I just take a big swig of the mead that I was drinking.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see you all tomorrow.
All right.
Turn heads off. Merrick, do you want to do anything?
I'm going to go up to whatever room I'm staying in and take like an hour just to start prepping the herbs to make a potion. So I'll crush a couple of them, sort them out, and just get them ready to be worked with.
Mm-hmm. All right. As you guys are all finishing this stuff up, heading to bed, dealing with What you doing, Air? Are you just staying up there, or what are you doing by the time you have to sleep?
Just staying up there. Yep.
Where are you gonna sleep?
On MacLeod.
He's gonna fall asleep in the air.
She
and
wakes
then
up
just fall to
30
the
miles
ground.
away.
Well, if it happens, it
Because
happens.
clouds move.
Alright. You guys kind of take your own time. You have separate rooms, and you guys settle in for the night. And what tomorrow will bring and what you'll be hunting, we will check. We'll see that next week. We'll call the episode here. It's gonna spend your first night in Zilspar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Well,
my
that
God,
was-
guys, we didn't die.
Yeah, we did. We had a lot of role play today, and that's fun.
Yeah.
Shopping episode.
Travel, then shopping.
Yep.
Violet, why did you have to do that to Sheeran?
Next time's gonna be the
'Cause it
third
was
episode
so
where we have to
funny.
die again.
Every third episode.
Yeah.
Then we respawn somewhere else. Yeah. That's how this goes.
We're gonna be
What's
on the
that
other
movie?
side of the
No,
continent.
We just slash home. It's fine.
I can't go home.
You guys gotta have respawn points, else it doesn't work.
That means they're just gonna have to respawn us, and we immediately die at least once. You know.
Yeah.
The respawn point is in the middle of a circle of dragon shards.
Yep, totally.
I didn't do it.
Totally not.
I is a good guy, I swear.
Violet doesn't know this. She just knows that you asked for Dragon Shard books right after this bitch told her about being in a circle of dragon shards. So she's like, huh.
Hey, I'm neutral good. Don't worry about it.
She ain't know that.
It's always the best thing to avail anyone's fear is tell them to not worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry.
Hey, what's the flavor of your ice cream? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry
I
about it.
wasn't
Babies.
before, but now I am.
Lamb.
It's 100% babies.
All of it.
99.9% babies.
1% sugar.
This episode should just be called Eating Babies.
I don't know if I want to put that in.
That might not work on YouTube.
Shopping,
No, that might be a
Shopping
problem
and
with the
eating babies.
YouTube.
Questionable.
Infant-
questionable dinner.
infanticide with the mighty fucking 3. Fucking 7. What?
Mighty Nine?
Yeah.
Pick a number, you'll get there eventually.
You guys,
Yeah.
you guys can start thinking about what you want to call yourselves going forward here.
I actually had an
so I
idea.
put a suggestion for the episode's title name: Lamb Shanks and Land Sharks.
Sea walls and lamb
Lamb
shanks.
shanks
We
and
eat
lamb
babies.
sharks.
We babies.
We eat
It's,
babies.
Why do we eat babies?
Why do we eat babies?
No, I'm not gonna do that one, unfortunately.
Fioran eats babies.
Also, not that one.
Infanticide under the sea.
Have you ever seen Snowpiercer?
Pasty infants.
The plot of Snowpiercer.
We'll
Herbs and
workshop it.
infants.
Anyone in the chat got any suggestions?
8.
Also, any suggestions
You.
for raids?
Yeah, I don't got any more
Yeah.
great today.
Or do I?
Alright, well, pretty much everyone I have on Twitch is super famous, so I guess I'll just end the stream, I guess.
All right. Well, hope everyone had fun.
Yeah.
See y'all next week.
Mark
Yeah,
on
next
Take it
stream
easy,
ending.
everybody.
Yep. Later.
Alright.
Yep.
See y'all next
Eat
week.
babies.
Let's... What?
Bye.